Baseball for this game 4 of the ALDS. And welcome back inside the broadcast booth. We talked a little bit about the starter today for the Astros. Let's talk about the Oakland A's and what they did yesterday. Their backs to the wall and their bats came back.
Bob Melvin been talking about this offense being able to take advantage of late innings. Games 1 and 2, we did not see that. Game 3, they flipped the script. They were able to get some runs, some big ones. Pender with the 3-run homer to tie it up. And you look at, for me to come in today, Semien, Listella, Pender, 7 of their 10 hits yesterday, 6 of their 9 RBIs. Those guys are going to have to continue to swing a hot bat to get these A's to a Game 5.
Let's send it down to Matt Weiner for more.
All right, Don, call it the shout heard round the world, or at least around this empty ballpark. With the A's down 7-4 and the Astros seemingly piling up runs after every Oakland score, it was a relatively sedate Oakland A's dugout. And Ramon Laureano, the former Astros prospect, had seen enough. He went into full fire and brimstone mode to try to get his guys going, saying, "We've been through too much to leave here getting swept." Chad Pender, who praised Laureano's passion, said he speaks up all the time, but this was unusual even for him. Next at bat, Pender's 3-run homer tied up the game, which of course they went on to win. Pender said, quote, "It woke us up." May have also saved their season.
All right, Matt, thanks very much. Let's check out the Oakland A's starting 9 today. For Bob Melvin, Marcus Semien is going to be at the top of that order with Tommy Listella at second base. Chad Pender's had a great series, a very good postseason. Chris Davis is the DH with Matt Olson at first base. Mark Canha's in right. Ramon Laureano, you just heard that story about, is in center field for the Oakland A's. Robbie Grossman gets his first start of the series, and Sean Murphy does the catching, and he bats out of the 9th spot for the Athletics. Yes, indeed. Today it is Zach Greinke. We wondered, and here he is.
Yeah, Dusty Baker turning to his veteran for Game 4. Wasn't really sure what to expect, if we were even going to see him this series. Well, he's out there. You see the numbers. One thing so good, 9 walks all season. You see 3 walks in the wild card game. Something to pay attention. And catching him today will be the usual, the stalwart Martin Maldonado behind the plate, the best defensive catchers in baseball. Rounding out one of the best defenses in baseball, Bregman, Correa, Altuve, Gurriel over there at first base. And then going to the outfield, Tucker, Springer, Reddick. And that's what Dusty's going to try to get them to the ALCS with.
So here we go in Game 4, a dramatic Game 3 victory for the Oakland A's to force a Game 4, and we'll see what we get from Greinke. And as we watch, so will Dusty Baker from the Astros dugout. He said he really did not know what to expect. He said he was not sure that Zach knew what to expect today. And this first pitch is swung on and hit to deep right field. Back to make the catch at the warning track is Reddick on the dirt of the track. So Semien jumping on that first pitch, and he flies out to deep right field. Here's what Greinke features coming into this outing today.
You can see he's going to throw a little bit of everything at you. Does such a good job of keeping the ball down. I think that's going to be something to watch as the game goes on. First pitch to Semien, you saw up in the zone, and he hit it hard to right field. But
well, here's a guy that I was not sure we were going to see today after being hit in the elbow area, forearm area in yesterday's game. He had to leave the game. And they were concerned, as Bob Melvin told us before the game, that it was fractured. They found out it was not. He came in today and said he's good to go. This is a pretty tough guy right here.
Yeah, I thought it was interesting. Bob Melvin was kind of giving us the rundown on what happened, and then he just said, he's tough. You knew it was going to take something of that to keep Listella out of this game.
So he gets the start. He's 3 for 11 in the series so far. Has a home run of the many home runs that the Oakland A's have put together in this series. And that's going to be in there for a strike over the inside edge.
And you see that fastball for Zach at 88, 89. Now that's kind of the max for him now. We used to see even years ago in LA, first year some 93s, 94s, not so much anymore. High 80s with that fastball. Has to count on location.
Much more crafty these days. This one is grounded softly left side. Charging in is Bregman on the run, and in time able to get Listella for the second out of this first inning. Well, this first inning is, you don't have to say that. I mean, it is crucial right now for Greinke to see how he does, how he feels, how he comes out of the first inning. And we know this, that Christian Javier will be very ready to piggyback once again.
Yeah, I don't think Dusty is going to make sure that Zach is throwing well so far. The two first batters we've seen, it seems his fastball's down. Seems okay, but again, I think he's going to continue to watch very closely as these couple innings go by.
Here is Chad Pinder, had a dramatic 3-run home run in yesterday's game, which tied the score in the right field corner. He has 2 home runs in the series, and back in there in the 3 spot today. Not really all that surprising after what he was able to accomplish yesterday and force this game 4 for the Oakland A's. As you mentioned, a lot of different third batters in the lineup for Bob Melvin over the last couple of weeks of the regular season and in the postseason even. It's been moving around and going with a hot hand, and that is definitely Pinder right now. In there for a strike. And Greinke jumps ahead 1-2.
A couple fastballs in, got the second call to get 1-1, and then a good slider to Pinder on that pitch.
Pinder now, if the inning continues, Davis to follow, and maybe Olson. We'll see. 1-2 pitch. And Pinder fouled off to the right out of play. Well, he has homered in consecutive games now, but none bigger than the 3-run shot that he hit into the right field corner and out of the yard here at Dodger Stadium. This was huge. Down 7-4, then tied 7-7.
And it just snuck out. Tucker was drifting. He got it high enough in this air the way the ball's carrying. Tied the ball game up. Biggest hit of the day.
Greinke ready with a 1-2 pitch to Chad Pinder. And that's on the ground right side. Altuve ranging to the outfield grass. Spins and fires. What a nice play by Jose Altuve from short right field. Greinke has a 1-2-3 first. As coming up for the Oakland A's. As Dusty Baker puts together a lineup, it looks like this today. George Springer back at the top of the order. He's in center field. Jose Altuve at second base with Michael Brantley, the DH. Alex Bregman is at third. Kyle Tucker's in left with Carlos Correa at shortstop. Yuli Gurriel, who he's trying to get going here offensively. He has struggled for quite some time. Josh Reddick is in right, and Martin Maldonado does the catching. He bats out of the 9th spot for the Astros. On the hill, Frankie Montas, who made the opening day start for the Oakland A's, and here he is in game 4 of the ALDS.
Yeah, opening day starter. You see his first 4 starts. Struggled since then the last 7 starts, but a guy that throws hard. He's going to throw anywhere from 95 to 98 with that fastball sinker with a good slider. Important start for him.
Montas ready with his first pitch of the day, and that is going to miss up top to George Springer. 2 home runs so far in the series for the Astros leadoff hitter George Springer, and 6 for 13 in the series so far as we get into game 4, and we'll pop this one up foul off to the right and out of play. Springer, Altuve, and Brantley in the first inning. And a look at the 2020 postseason for Springer. On the ground left side, and cutting it off on the run is Pinder. His throw nicely done, gets there in time. Kind of an off balance flip on the run, and that is out number 1 as Springer is retired.
Catching Montas, Sean Murphy, same catcher for Bob Melvin's team all 4 games. Go around the infield. Pinder again at third. Simeon LaStella, Gold Glove, first baseman Matt Olson. The outfield, Grossman with the start today in left, Laureano in center, and Mark Cannon right.
1 down for Jose Altuve. Second baseman for the Astros. Has 1 home run in this series. Montas during the regular season was 3-5, 5.60. There's a little bloop to second base, and out to the outfield grass goes LaStella. Able to make the catch, a couple of strides on that outfield grass in short right, and that is out number 2 of the first inning. Here's what Montas features.
He's got that big fastball sinker. You see right off the bat that sinker coming to the bottom part of the zone, and now the 4-seamer. and the splitter and the slider for the right-handed hitters. It's got good stuff, got plus stuff. It's a matter for him if he can keep it in the zone. 23 walks this year.
2 down here in the first inning, and it brings up Michael Brantley. See, both teams will be pretty aggressive, swinging early in counts, especially first time through in the first 3 games of this ALDS, and much the same so far here today. Brantley 4 for 14 in the series, in the postseason hitting at .286.
That's Frankie. If you look at his last 7 starts we showed you, Don, not necessarily great, but for him, Altuve 0 for 8, Bregman 0 for 7, and Correa 0 for 8 in their last at bats against him. So coming in, really throwing well against those 3.
Check swing foul back to the screen that time, and there's 99.
Think he's a little juiced?
Yes, he is. A little extra right there. This will send the Athletics into a shift on the right side as Pinder, the third baseman, moves over to the right side. Join Mostella and Olsen in this alignment right now defensively. Brantley carves it foul off to the left out of play, and there's an even hundo.
Yeah, I mean, look, you look at him from the other 3 starters we've seen in Bassett, Luzardo, and Minaya. He's by far got the most electric stuff. I think Bob Melvin would even tell you that. It's can he control it and pound the strike zone. So far, so good.
Started so well. He was 2-1 with a 1.57 ERA at 4 starts before he had some back tightness. And that forced him to miss a start in mid-August, and then he would go on to go 1-4 with an 8.70 in 7 starts after returning from that back tightness. Going free and easy though today in this start in Game 4 so far. He's got 2 outs and a count of 2-2 to Michael Brantley. Brantley will line this, and it's caught. That time Semien in the right spot on the left side of the infield on a hot shot. Done with 1 without a score in Game 4 of the ALDS from LA. Vibe right now, as are we, into the second inning without a score after 1 here in Game 4 of the ALDS, and Dusty Baker joining us live as he has in each game of this series. And Dusty, Zach Greinke, we didn't know what to expect today. Your thoughts on his first inning?
Well, his first inning looked, he looked pretty sharp, and if you don't get him early, I mean, this guy gets locked in, and then you end up swinging at his pitches. Here's a guy that's probably giving him as much trouble as anybody in their lineup. Looked like he's always trying to hit it in the right field, and his body goes one way, but he has enough power to hit it out the other way.
Dusty, Frankie Montas, we saw the first inning, couple hundreds, 99s. As an offense, what's kind of the game plan against him today?
Well, the game plan is making him throw strikes. I mean, you really have to concentrate on that ball, waist down to me. But see, his slider is so good, it all depends if he's getting a slider over. If he's not getting a slider over, then you can just sit on fastball or make him get his split finger up. And so, the guy always comes out, in a hurry, and you can tell by the 99s, and he'll tip 100. But main thing is we just got to get him over the plate.
So yesterday didn't end the way you would have liked, but at the same time you got some rest for some guys in your pen.
Yeah, yes we did. I mean, that was big, and and it didn't end the way we wanted to. But today's a new day. It's a calmer, cleaner day. Not as hot. The flags are still out there, so the ball shouldn't go as well as it has the last couple of days.
Well, we really appreciate you doing this. Thanks for joining us in all the games, and good luck to you.
All right, I'll see you later.
Thanks, Dusty.
All right.
Dusty Baker from the Astros dugout joining us here with Chris Davis waiting on a 2-2 pitch. And that will just miss, but did he go? No, says Ron Culpa, first base umpire. So a full count now to Chris Davis.
Pretty good pitch. Davis almost went after. Davis got amazing numbers, 5 for 11 with 2 homers off Greinke in his career.
Davis has 2 home runs in this series. And he'll foul this off the shoe top, so we'll do it again.
It's one thing that's been great this series. Both these managers have been great. Zoom calls, just a little different than us going down there to hang out, but
it is
been very accommodating.
They have been, and both, different situations. Of course, yesterday Bob Melvin going into an elimination type game, and he was as loose as you could be.
Yeah.
And I think it really, his team seemed to express what he was expressing as a swing and a miss here by Davis. Strikes out. First strikeout of the day for Zach Greinke. 1 down here in the 2nd inning. Let's take a look at Inside the Numbers presented by DraftKings. Bottom third of the strike zone. Most swings induced. That is entering today and began at the start of 2019. 5th in that category.
And all 5 of those guys you see on the list, high strikeout guys. So for Zach, when he's got that ball down, it's so tough to decipher what pitches. And I think that's what Dusty was saying. He keeps it down. He's going to be tough today.
This is on the ground right side and through a shift. It'll make its way into right center field. A 1-out base hit for Matt Olson. Olson has 2 hits in the series until now. They were both home runs, but he has a single here with 1 away in the 2nd inning for the Athletics.
Yeah, not used to seeing Matt on first base. It's
no,
usually they're rounding it. Yeah. But here finds the little hole. As we always say, the shift can take some hits away. It also will give you a couple.
So 1 out, 1 on. It brings up Mark Canha. 6 games in the postseason at 143. He is 2 for 11 in this series, and he has one of the home runs for the Athletics. Double play depth right now for the Astros up the middle as Olson gets his lead at first. That's in their first strike. Do you think Greinke could be pitching a little bit on the angry side today, having been lifted from that game in his last outing and not getting a start in the first couple games of this series?
Yeah, and look, I think coming into the series, we both just figured he would be pitching the first game just because of, his success he's had, what he's done. And so, yeah, I'm sure he's a little angry.
On the ground up the middle and diving is Correa. Can't get it. It's into center field, and Olson will take second base. So 2 on with 1 away here as the A's put together back-to-back singles.
Good try by Correa. If we talked to A's top 4 hitters, how good they've been this series. Yesterday I said between Olson and Canha, both of them needed to have some big hits. Canha with those 2 hits yesterday, 1 for a home run. Olson with the big home run, and now a couple singles in the first.
Yeah, you just kind of wonder, after what took place yesterday, if this has taken some of the pressure off the A's, and all of a sudden offensively they got something going yesterday and can roll into today with the same thing.
That's the biggest thing. I think their bats they're finally getting some hits. Things are going your way a little bit. You try to carry that momentum.
First strike to Luriano. Just 1 for 11 in this series.
But besides Pender's hit yesterday, might have had the biggest hit to set up 2nd and 3rd with no outs in that 8th inning.
As we heard from Matt Weiner earlier, Luriano, Astros draft pick originally, gave a pep talk prior to the 7th inning, and then Pender goes out and hits a 3-run home run. And Pender referred to it as a pivotal moment in that. And so, hey, you're not contributing offensively, but boy, you're being a heck of a teammate and really getting this team fired up.
Yeah, and you always got to love it when they ask, what did he say? And he said, well, I can't really say too much of it because it's not allowed. But definitely worked, as you've said. All of a sudden, 7, 8 pitches later, it's a tie ball game.
2 on, 1 away. Luriano with an inside out swing sends it foul off to the right, out of play.
And you don't see that too much in baseball. That's more of a football kind of thing. But you remember in 2016, Jason Hayward during the World Series with Chicago. So I think if a guy like him who never really does it, or all of a sudden you see that emotion, it can fire a team up.
One down, runners at first and second, and Luriano battling away. Down in the count, 1-2. Postseason has been tough for Greinke. has not won any of his last 9 postseason starts. It's in the dirt and gathered by Maldonado. Since beating the Mets in 2015 when he was a member of the LA Dodgers. Ties him with Adam Wainwright for the longest current streak of winless starts in the postseason. And it matches the 4th longest such streak all time. So trying to snap that today and give the Astros a series win. 2-2 pitch coming up here to Laureano. Didn't go. Full count. Robbie Grossman waiting on deck as the A's bat here in the 2nd inning. 1-2-3 in the first. Davis strikes out to begin the 2nd. First K of the day for Greinke. Gives up back-to-back base hits for Olsen and Canna. A lengthy battle with Laureano.
And didn't give up hard contact. Both those ground balls kind of just snuck through the perfect spot.
Saw this with Greinke during the regular season. He will show what he's going to throw. This is driven in the air to left field. Back goes Tucker. He is at the wall. That ball is gone. Back deep into the pavilion and left a blast for Laureano. And a 3-0 lead for the Oakland A's in the 2nd inning. So Greinke shows him what he's going to throw him, and then this one goes out of the yard for the A's, and the home runs continue.
Well, there's some production from the bottom of the lineup, guys, that haven't necessarily got it going. Talked about the bloop double Laureano hit yesterday, and he gets a hanging slider here and drives it up into the 2nd area of those outfield stands. Look where this ball lands. Outfielders didn't even move.
So the fast start today for the Athletics. The 3-run home run for Laureano. And here is Robbie Grossman. That happened very quickly. They pieced together back-to-back singles. And the thing prior to yesterday was that they were getting home runs, but they were all solo shots. This one's a 3-run shot.
Yeah, what? They had 9 home runs, 8 solo shots. Now their last 2, both 3-run homers.
He had retired the first 4 that he faced, but 2 hits and a home run later, and it is 3-0 Athletics. Old adage, you're only as good offensively as the next day's starting pitcher. Well, they have rolled into today, and they get 3 off Greinke here in the 2nd inning.
When you see the hanging off speed pitch he hit, you know, I think that's one thing we were talking about, Don. We've seen a lot of those pitches up in the zone, not really the bite to them. Getting a good grip or what, but these guys, their off-speed pitches definitely have been staying up in the zone, both teams.
Popped up, foul ground. Bregman racing into foul ground, and he will make the catch up against the screen. Nicely done. And the A's think that may have hit the screen first. We'll see. And Bob Melvin has going to take a look here as you get the attention of Laz Diaz that they may want to take a look, and they are not going to take a look. So apparently he made the catch without a touch in the screen.
Catcher number 12, Sean Murphy.
And it looks like a good call.
Hey, good job right before it got to the screen.
So the right call as it turned out. So Grossman fouls out, and Bregman covering a lot of ground to get over there to make that play. Here is Sean Murphy. Hauls it off to the right, out of play. 1 for 10 for Murphy in the series, and that one a home run. Greinke during the regular season 3-3 with an ERA just over 4. 12 starts during the regular season. On the ground left side. The hop to Correa. And his throw in time to end the inning, but the damage has been done. Ramon Laureano. It's his second hit of the series. It's a 3-run shot, and it puts the Oakland A's on top 3-0 in Game 4. Laureano that goes well back into the pavilion, some 449 feet away.
Look where that thing is. 4 rows from the top. Just under 111, almost 450 feet. That was kind of a series worth of frustrations let out in one swing.
So 3-0. A's have the lead. Alex Bregman to lead it off. It'll be Bregman, Tucker, and Correa. 4, 5, and 6 featured for the Astros here in the bottom of the second inning. Lone toss back on the hill and misses with ball 1. 10 pitches in the first. The Montas, who had a 1-2-3 inning, getting Springer, Altuve, and Brantley. We're talking about the ball not traveling as well today as it had in the first couple of games. That was before the home run by Laureano, anyway.
Yeah, must have heated up real quick.
Yeah.
From about 75 to 85 in about 15 minutes.
Actually started today at 71 degrees, which is down quite a bit. Almost 20 degrees from where we started this series. This one is sent foul down the left field line out of play.
Now it's important here for the Astros to try to strike back at least with something. About 4 or 5 innings now that you've really seen the A's kind of flip the momentum of this series. And if you're the A's, you know how fast this Astros team can strike.
On the ground down the third baseline. Foul outside of third. Bregman with 1 home run so far in this series. Sounded like a broken bat, and out of the reach of La Stella into center field. A base hit for Bregman. First hit of the day for the Astros. A single starts the bottom of the second inning for Houston.
Hear that? Broke his bat, but just got enough to get it over La Stella's head.
So Bregman at first, and it brings up Kyle Tucker. 4 for 12 so far in the series for Tucker. He's batting out of the 5 spot today. 5 games in the postseason, hitting at 350. Does not have a home run, and 3 runs batted in. Lifts a fly ball to back a short and into shallow left. It is Semien going out there to get it. For out number 1 of the second inning. They were in a shift, so he had to get back to his normal spot and then get back even deeper to the short lawn and left, and he'll make the grab for out number 1. Comes Correa. 2 home runs in this series and 4 for 10 for the Astros shortstop.
You see those postseason numbers. Not a great year for him or in the regular season, but again, has showed up big in the postseason.
Felix double play depth in the middle right now with Bregman at first and 1 down. Astros trying to answer a 3-run top half of this inning for the Oakland A's on the 3-run home run by Laureano. In there for a strike, 1-1.
Now that's the location he wants to live today if you're Frankie. Down at the bottom of the zone, even if it's not 97, 98, that 95 down there, it's going to be tough for these Astros hitters to do any damage if he stays in that part of the zone.
That'll miss for ball 2. The Oakland A's have scored first in every one of these division series games now. Losses in the first two before the victory yesterday, forcing a game 4, and they score 3 times to begin this game. Fouled off, and it's 2-2.
We talked about the shutdown innings yesterday for the A's. That was one thing the first 2 games that made such a big difference was the A's pitchers went out after they got the lead. The Astros gained the momentum right back. As I've said, now this is a little 4 or 5 inning stretch now where the A's have kind of gained a good bit of momentum.
On the ground left side, and Semien will flip to second for 1. On to first for 2. Double play. Nicely done. 6-4-3 on the twin killing. We played 2. The A's have a 3-0 lead.
Yeah, it looks good. Good command of his slider. Looks like it's moving a little bit with his fastball too, so he's pitching with a lot of confidence.
First 4 hitters in your lineup have been really just outstanding. Hot. All of a sudden you see Olsen, Canna, and Laureano now starting to come to life. How big is that for them to lengthen your lineup?
Well, that's been the strength of our team the whole year, is the length of the lineup. We feel like on any given day and any given inning we got a chance to score wherever we are in the lineup, so that's huge for us.
Bob, thanks for this.
All right.
Marcus Semien leading it off for him here in the 3rd inning, the top of the order. And you're talking about the top 4 guys, and he kind of got the hottest guys in that spot yesterday, and they really came up big for him in game 3.
Yeah, it started with Semien at the top of the lineup.
Hesitation there in that delivery at that point from Greinke. Works here into the 3rd inning.
He'll do that. He'll take you up, pause a little bit, try to get you kind of lean in a little bit. It's almost like his version of the quick pitch, except he takes the other way.
Mixing up times to the plate. 2 balls, 2 strikes here to Semien, LaStella, and Pinder to follow. Everybody gets on. We may see Chris Davis in this inning. Line to center field, and a base hit for Semien, his 7th of the series. He sets the table again. A leadoff base hit for the Athletics begins the 3rd inning.
There's another slider that just did not do much. Stayed up in the zone. You saw the 1-1 swing he got Semien on. Really had a lot of bite to it. That one spun. Right now that ball's up. We've seen it all series. They're not missing it.
Tommy LaStella standing in. Hit in the arm yesterday, had to leave the game. Now he lines out to second, and that'll be 2. Turns into a double play on the line drive to Altuve with Semien off the bag at first. They turn it into 2.
Got caught in no man's land. Altuve got rid of it quick.
So 2 down, and Chad Pinder standing in. Yeah, he wasn't all that far off either. I thought he was going to be able to get back. Altuve turns it into 2. 2 down here in the inning. Pinder grounded out to second base in the 1st inning. He's 0 for 1. Now 4 for 10 in the series with a couple of home runs. Foul back to the screen. So 2 down here in the 3rd inning after what appeared to be a good start for the Athletics. The single by Semien turns into a double play as LaStella lines into it. Check swing. Did he go? No, says first base umpire Ron Culpa.
See, but that's a slider where you got to miss. If you're going to miss, you miss low almost. He held it, but you almost got the check swing, but you can live with missing down there, not up.
One-two pitch coming to Pinder. They play for him to go the other way in the outfield with Springer over towards right center. And it's 2-2 now to Pinder. Melvin loves Pinder, and he's got him in that 3 spot. He's talked a lot about him during this series and during the regular season at 232, but the postseason he has shown up 368 during the post. And 2 home runs during the regular, 2 already in the post. They've been big. Out straight back, and we'll do it again here, 2-2.
Greinke's got him leaning a little bit. Bunch of pitches away. See if he takes a shot coming in on him. Try to get him leaning, whether he's looking.
Swing and a miss, and Pinder strikes out. That's the second K of the day for Greinke. We're through 2.5 with the Oakland A's on top 3-0 in Game 4. I got you, Siri. Let's take a look at tomorrow's games. NL Division Series Game 4 necessary. Atlanta, Miami at 2 on FS1. AL Division Series. If we need a Game 5, 3:30 on TBS. AL Division Series Game 5 if necessary. Yankees and Rays at 7 p.m. on TBS. And NL Division Series Game 4 between the Dodgers and the Padres at 9 p.m. on FS1. We head to the bottom of the 3rd inning. Really Gurriel leading it off here now for the Astros, and swinging to the first pitch. Skies one to right, and short right that is. La Stella out, Canna in and out, and dropping the ball is Olson, and heading to second base is Gurriel. He'll get there. So Olson misplays that ball. It clanks off the glove in fair ground in medium depth right field, as it turns out, and Gurriel ends up at second base.
Well, we've seen the ball keep carrying. You see, this is right here with Canna coming in. Don has to call him off. That is a tough play for Olson. He keeps drifting and drifting. That ball was in the air long enough for that right fielder to come in.
So an E3 allows Gurriel to get to second base here to begin things in the 3rd inning for the Astros. And here's Josh Reddick. It's a start in right field. So far 1 for 8 in this series. And the recipient of strike 1.
Talk about the bottom part of the lineup being able to contribute. Dusty was telling us today about Gurriel. Obviously got on for an error. They said we need a big hit from him. We need him to get going so they can lengthen that lineup.
A break for Montas. He thought he had the first out of the inning on a fly ball. It's a grounder right side, and La Stella has one play. It's at first. He makes it. Gurriel moves on to third base with 1 out in the inning. Getting that ground ball to the right side advances the runner, Gurriel.
Well, in these games, every run counts. Like I said, even if it's 3-0, you get this 1 run here. If you're Maldonado here, you're doing anything you can, even a ground ball. If you see where the defense is at with second base, shortstop, they're back. It gives you an easy ground ball, easy RBI.
Martin Maldonado standing in here. He is 2 for 11 out of the 9 spot in the order. And lifts one foul down the right field line, out of play. He's got a home run in this series.
The best I played with in this scenario was Chipper Jones. He was so good. He'd say, I'll take 20 ground balls to second base for an RBI and trade it all year. They just get that 1 run. You hear guys talk about just 1 run in the postseason, how important it is. And for the Astros, need to get on the board.
They've been handed an opportunity here with the error. You're right, that fly ball was in the air a long time as this one is fouled off. And Montas, you're looking for something here that does not include contact, if at all possible.
Well, for him now being 0-2, you start looking at that strikeout with his pitches, what he has, whether he tries to climb the ladder with the fastball.
Does not have a strikeout yet today. Top of the order, George Springer waiting on deck. ball was in the air 6.2 seconds to give you an idea how long it was in the air before the miscue was made. This one fouled back. It's a long time.
Yeah, and look, it's tough for first baseman going back. Matt might have drifted a little bit, but we've seen it here. The ball just kind of keeps going and going. So with that being said, I think Mark Cannon, right field, would tell you that I got to come get that ball.
Gurriel at third base, one down here for the Astros in the third. And an 0-2 coming up to Maldonado. Time call. Open umpire today is Laz Diaz. The six-man crew. Not close, up at 98. A 5.60 ERA for Montas during the regular season, the fourth highest among American League pitchers who started at least 10 games. About to throw his 30th pitch in Game 4 of the ALDS. Popped up foul again, and that'll get out of play to the right.
Frankie had a pretty good job coming in. He threw 2 innings against the White Sox in Game 3. So I think for him, it's kind of when are you doing your best pitching? When are you pitching, at the top? He started the year early, pitching really well and struggled. But right now, today, he looks pretty darn good. Fastball's got good velocity. He's got good break.
First-stage pitcher to both start and relieve in his first postseason since Kevin Apier in 2000. 1-2. That's away, and a nice pick on the backhand for Murphy. Had to come out of that crouch to reel that in. Saved a run right there with that runner at third base and Gurriel. It was taken off.
It's not easy, 98 all the way down there, and you got to reach across.
Montas looks at Gurriel at third. Swing and a miss, and he struck him out. A very defensive swing by Maldonado. Strikes out, and there's the first K of the day for Montas.
Well, he happened to miss his location, and probably good thing he did. Ball backed up on him.
Effectively wild right there. Let's take a look at Inside the Numbers presented by DraftKings. Montas's career, most swinging strikes in a game. 20 of them against Seattle on September 27th.
He's got 8 today so far.
2 down in the third. Gurriel at third, and here's George Springer. 6 for 14 now in the series for Springer. 304 in the entire postseason. A couple of home runs and 5 RBIs for the Astros center fielder. They shift on him on the left side. They have the entire series. Foul back and to our right. Here's the shift with La Stella, the second baseman on the left side, stacking it up with Semien and Pinder. Only Olsen on the right side. I know we got a ways to go, but did you get a feel, an assessment on Bob Melvin's answer today as to whether or not Liam Hendricks would be available today for the Oakland A's?
I think he for one inning, yes, I do. I think the only guy that we will not see possible today is probably Petit. He went 3 days in a row now, but I think the rest of the bullpen's available.
That is strike 2.
I didn't see Joaquim Soria yesterday either, so he could be available for 2 innings. I'm sure if you're Bob Melvin, you hope he stays right here and can give you 6 innings.
As we talked to Dusty Baker about his pen situation yesterday, even though they took the loss, they were able to stay away from some guys and give them a day down, which was huge, giving Great availability to him and what's been a very good bullpen in the postseason. Springer waves at that and strikes out. Montas with back-to-back Ks gets out of the jam. The Athletics have a 3-0 lead at the end of 3. Montas, big strikeout to end the inning.
And Zach Greinke back on the mound after giving up a 3-run home run to Ramon Laureano on a hanging slider. And that's part of Dusty Baker's scouting report, and concerns for today is that breaking balls just aren't breaking the way they might normally in these warm, dry conditions at Dodger Stadium. In fact, he compared the conditions in the carry to the way balls fly at Coors Field and the way breaking balls go to die. He'd like to see more changeups out of Greinke and his staff as a whole.
So it's kind of the same result as what we're talking about the ball flying here. Breaking balls are just not breaking, and they're not getting the kind of spin that they're used to.
I think so. And look, the pitch, what did Pinder strike out to in the last inning? Changeup from Zach. So we'll see as the game goes on if these guys try to throw a few more of those changeups and splits.
Chris Davis leading it off here for the Athletics.
I just all series, you know, and Dusty's a guy who's been around a long time. Played at a lot of different parks, and I think it's true. These breaking balls just look like they're not having the spin that they are, and these hitters are so good, so strong. They're taking advantage.
Greinke ready with a 1-2 to Davis, and it is popped up, foul ground, and that'll get out of play. Well, we've never done October like this before, and that means anything can happen. MLB has you covered on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. First hitter of the 4th inning, Chris Davis of the Athletics, a strikeout victim in the 2nd. He went swinging. 1 of 2 Ks so far for Greinke on the day, and back and forth he goes with Maldonado, shaking off a few. Didn't call this one, at least for the hitter to see. And that'll miss.
Yeah, what was that? We saw that, I guess, middle of the season when he yelled at Maldonado, pretty much told the hitter what was coming.
Greinke, 36 years of age. This one carved foul to the screen. 2009 AL Cy Young Award winner, 6-time All-Star. He's got 6 Gold Gloves too.
He's a great athlete. Scratch golfer. We're actually supposed to room together at Clemson.
Really?
Yep.
That'll miss for ball 3, full count.
One of the rare curveballs we've seen Zach throw. He'll mix one of those in every once in a while. See that 72, he can even throw one in the mid-60s.
Of course, he pitched here for the Dodgers. 19 games for the Dodgers back in 2015. 19-3 that year, the 1.66. That is strike 3, and he freezes Davis. Second time, Davis is down by way of the K. 1 down here in the 4th inning.
That was one of those pitches there that he almost kind of just lulled him to sleep with some of the sliders. And then he paints 88 right on the outside corner. Not much you could do there.
So 1 out, and Matt Olson now standing in. Single to right field, first time up. They shift on him again on the right side, and he'll take ball 1. Not only do they shift in the infield, but they're playing for him to pull in the outfield. Sometimes you see it the other way around, but not this case. They're playing him straight pull, in and out. Out there in the backyard.
You can see how much room there is to the left side.
In the air to right field. That is deep to the corner. Goes Reddick at the wall. He leaps, and Reddick he is. Come up with it. He makes the grab in the corner and holds on. Made the catch, rattled up against the wall, and somehow held on to the baseball. Nice catch by Reddick. Wasn't entirely sure.
Took a home run away from him.
Frankie thought it was gone. Got a little help from his friends. The ball was headed for the seats, but robbed by Reddick and Wright. 2 down.
Yeah, great job by Josh. For years, as he was younger, one of the better right fielders in all of baseball, but you saw still a great route, knew where the wall was, and brought one back.
Now Mark Hanna will take a ball. Single to center field in the second, came around to score on the 3-run home run by Ramon Laureano in the second inning. On a strike to Canna. Now 3 for 12 in the series. And the start in right field. Both in left and in right in this series for the Athletics. He has 2 outs here in the 4th inning.
Canna single last time up. First hit off Greinke in his career is 0 for 12 coming into this game. Olson thought he had his 3rd home run of the series.
Yes, sure looked that way. But back there, Reddick to make the grab. That is in there for a strike. And it's 2-2 now to Canna. Olson robbed by Reddick in right. The ball that was headed into the seats. That short fencing down there in right field. Dropping down both in left field and in right field in both the corners. Here at Dodger Stadium in L.A. That is strike 3 and the 4th strikeout for Zach Greinke, who enjoys a 1-2-3 port, but he got some help from his friend Josh Reddick in right field with a great catch up against the bullpen door. The wall. It's 3-0 A's. Has been extremely good, and the Astros, they've been good defensively all year. And Bregman able to make that catch in foul ground right up against the screen, and it looked as this one turns into a double play. Looked like this one was going to be out of the yard, but instead Reddick brings it back in, and instead of it being 4-0 and also with a home run, it is 3-0 right now A's, as Altuve leads it off. But yeah, the defense has been very, very good. 991 fielding percentage this season, best in the majors and the best since the Orioles in 2013.
Yeah, it's an athletic team, so they can get places where a lot of other guys can't. Make the basic routine plays. Look, you don't get to the World Series and deep runs in the playoffs without being fundamentally sound for the most part, and they've got some athletes.
Frankie talking it over here with Maldonado, his catcher. Interesting to see how deeply into this game he goes. So far, so good. He is through the first 4 innings, and that's on 61 pitches at the moment.
The last 2 innings is really that second inning, of course, gave up the single home run, but since then has been very efficient. Faced 8 guys, only giving up 1 hit, which he got Listell on the double play.
Altuve may have gone. They check. Yes, he did. Ron Culpa said he offered. He's kind of punched at it, and it's 2-2. Altuve, Brantley, and Bregman scheduled to bat here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Sprays that one foul to the screen. We'll do it again. 2-2.
Talk about the momentum change in this series. First 24 innings of the series, Houston had outscored Oakland 22 to 11. Going back to the 7th inning yesterday, 8-0 Oakland right now. So Houston had a guy, runner at third, one out last inning, wasn't able to get him in. It's kind of the middle part of the lineup if you're Houston right now. You'd like to, Dusty Baker, I'm sure, to see a couple of these guys get on for Bregman.
Toss with back-to-back strikeouts to get out of that jam. The runner at third with one out, and he wanted something he didn't include contact, and boy, he got it. Struck out Maldonado, struck out Springer, both swinging, and got out of that jam very impressively.
Now, that's one thing you like about the high velocity guys. They're able to do that. They throw so hard that they can throw it by people. They can miss spots sometimes and get away with it.
The off pitch to Altuve. And that'll just miss. Ball 4 and a leadoff walk. First walk given up by Montas today. So Altuve down to first base to begin things here in the 4th inning. You like high velocity guys in the postseason too, don't you?
I do. I just, you know, you see guys, look, and I'm not saying it can't work. We see it. You know, you see guys that don't have high velocity, but as I said yesterday with like Petit, for me, he's as good as there is, but if he gets a little bit tired, third time through yesterday, and misses spots, he can't get away with that. You're not getting, when we've seen Greinke last inning, hit his spots, got 2 strikeouts looking, but you also saw in the 2nd inning when he hung one, it got hit out for a 3-run homer.
Altuve gets the lead. They shift in the infield on the right side to the Athletics. They keep it tight to the infield. The double play scenario in order. As Brantley, the recipient of strike 1. Lined out to the shortstop, Marcus Semien in the 1st inning. His 2nd look at Montas, and there it is on the right side. Semien, La Stella, and Olson. A bounce in and blocked by Murphy. No advance at first by Altuve.
Yeah, the high velocity, I think you see it works. Now, if you don't necessarily know where it's going all the time, then you can get hurt by it. So high velocity can get away with it, but then you have a guy like yesterday, we saw Hendricks for 3 innings. When you have high velocity and you can spot it, put it where you want. You saw what he did yesterday for those final 3 innings, shut down this offense.
That's a Wade Brantley, and it's 2-1. Montas has allowed just 1 hit so far in this outing, as the Athletics are out hitting the Astros 4-1 right now. Only hit he gave up was his single to Bregman back in the 2nd inning, and he was quickly erased on a 6-4-3 double play. 2-base error took place in the 3rd, and that's where Gurriel got left at 3rd base. Now falling behind 3-1.
And Bregman got a broken bat single. Really, the only hard ball they've squared up is the guy that's up there now, Brantley, who's lined out in the 1st.
To Brantley. And he sends one to right field and deep. Back goes Canna at the wall, and that ball is gone. A 2-run home run for Brantley, and back come the Astros. It's a 1-run game now. Michael Brantley, home run to right field. It's 3-2 Athletics. But here come the Astros.
Brantley backed this ball up. 3-1. He's such quiet hitter with his hands. You can see gets a fastball a little bit in and just drops the hands, lines it out of here, no doubter.
So the leadoff walk followed by the 2-run home run, and they celebrate in the Astros dugout. Brantley with a home run, and it's 3-2 now. This is pitch 50 for Montas, and it's in there for a strike to Alex Bregman. So more home runs in this series.
Didn't see that coming.
No. Very predictable. Laureano, a 3-run shot for the A's in the 2nd. Brantley with a 2-run shot here in the 4th, and it's a 1-run game here in game 4.
I think both these teams know they're going to have to continue to score. I mean, we've seen runs put up, more runs put up, so You know, any run that they can tack on is important.
Brantley had 5 during the regular season. Connects here on a 2-run shot. 1-2 to Bregman. And that one is blooped and just over the outstretched glove of Estella into center. And a base hit for Bregman. He's 2 for 2. He wasn't sure that was going to fall, but it did.
I mean, almost the exact hit he got his first time up, just out of the reach of Estella. Same thing here.
Conference at the mound here with the game, 1-run game right now, and the tying run at first base in Alex Bregman. And it'll bring up Kyle Tucker. Scott Emerson, the pitching coach, a brief conversation with Montas. Tucker popped out to short, first time up in the second inning. 333 in the 2020 postseason so far for Tucker. 4 for 13 in this series. And picking it there is Murphy. Advance at first for Bregman as they shift on the right side, and they are on the dirt of the infield. In fact, they're kind of tight. A little tighter than usual in the shift on the right side.
It's the first inning where I've seen Frankie not really be able to get that off-speed pitch over for a strike. Everything's missing. You saw it away to Brantley down there.
On a strike. A walk to begin the inning for Altuve, the 2-run home run for that guy, Michael Brantley. And then a single for Bregman, the first 3 hitters that Montas faces here in the 4th inning. Tucker will send this into left center field for a base hit. Bregman stops at second, and the Astros have runners at first and second with nobody out.
Carlos.
2 on, nobody out, and look at the base hit.
That's just a good piece of hitting. He hit the spot maybe a little bit up, but there's a situation you're going to play the shift, you know, and look, you can get into a bunch of different stuff, but you're going to play that huge shift, throw kind of a fastball running out, and a hitter like Tucker just takes advantage, pokes it to the left side. Good piece of hitting.
2 on, nobody out, 2 runs in here for the Astros, and it brings up Carlos Correa. We are looking at our T-Mobile base cam. And the lead at first base for Tucker. Got Bregman in front of him at second base. 1-0 to Carlos Correa. It's in there for a strike to Correa. Bounced into a 6-4-3 double play, first time up in the second inning. Now 4 for 11 in this 4-game series. Bregman at second, Tucker at first. The Astros have already pushed across 2 runs here in the 4th inning. Running away for ball 2.
Now, one thing we heard from Dusty when we talked to him was he said you got to get Montas throwing strikes. Here, all of a sudden this inning, they have taken those pitches off the plate and really zoning in to the strike zone, and they're squaring some balls up.
This is pitch 60 coming up here for Montas. And it's driven to deep left field for Correa. Grossman going back, and that ball is long gone. A 3-run home run puts the Astros on top 5-3. Carlos Correa with his 3rd home run of the series.
Off the bat, got a hanging breaking ball, another one. Don, look at that, right up in the zone, mislocation, and he hammered it.
He knew it. Looking towards his dugout, first base way for taking off around the bases. Gurriel, ground one up the middle. Semien back of the bag at second with the throw that will get there in time, and that is just the first out of the inning. Down 3-0 coming into this, the bottom of the 4th inning. 5 batters, 5 runs, and it is 5-3 Astros. That's how fast it can happen.
Well, and with these offenses, the way they're hitting these home runs right now, we saw it yesterday in the 7th inning. The A's all of a sudden just changed momentum. Same thing here. 5 batters, as you said, 5 runs.
Home run derby in this series. First 3 games of the series, 18 home runs. And that included 13 solo shots. And today, 3 home runs so far in the ball game. 2 for the Astros. This one is looped to left. Grossman coming on, and he won't be able to make the play as he knocks it down. And reaching will be Reddick with a base hit to left. Grossman started sideways and then came on.
And a tough play for him. Ball tailing away from you, dropping. Did a good job to keep the ball in front of him and not let Reddick get to second.
So 4 hits in the inning now. Runner at first, and Maldonado standing in here for the Astros. He struck out swinging in the 3rd inning. 2 strikeouts for Montas, and look at a strike in there, the high strike at 96. First action we have seen. Delkin up in the pen, pitched in the 1st game.
The guy that Bob Melvin told us he's used like Petit a little bit, kind of bridge the 4th, 5th inning.
Maldonado does have a home run in this series. He struck out first time up in the 3rd inning. As Petit most likely unavailable today.
3 days in a row we saw his location yesterday. I'd be shocked if he comes in the game.
Seven pitches through the first 3, 30 this inning for Montas, and he's only got the 1 out. He has given up 5 runs. There's a 2-1 pitch coming. Two and two.
Get the feeling, even if he gets Maldonado out, you might see a reliever come in for Springer. Important for the A's to get out of this inning. Only down 2.
A 3-run advantage coming into the inning, trailing by 2 at the moment. You had Reddick at first, and the 2-2 pitch to Maldonado. And a swing and a miss gets him at 97, kind of up and in, and picks up his 3rd K. Second time Maldonado's down by way of the K. So 2 down, and the 9th member of the Astros to bat here in the bottom of the 4th inning is going to be George Springer. He's 0 for 2 so far against Montas. He has grounded out to third and struck out swinging. A shift on the left side with Olson holding on, Reddick at first. It's 70 for Montas.
So the Astros put 5 runs yesterday in the 5th inning on the A's. Now 5 in the 4th today.
Two high-powered offenses. Ball flying. This one through the left side into left field. A base hit for Springer. As Reddick will stop at second base. Grossman gets it back in. And Springer is aboard for the first time.
Trying to go away and see the ball crept back up middle of the plate, and Springer does what he's been doing all series.
Now Bob Melvin not out there to make the change. Emerson, the pitching coach, is. We've got a pitching change right now. The Astros on top in this one, 5-3. '20 American League Division Series. It's presented by Utz Snacks. Got a pitching change here. JB Wendelken comes into the game, the first arm out of the pen for Bob Melvin.
Yeah, one of their solid arms that they have down in this deep pen. Game 1, though, did throw 2/3 of an inning, gave up 3 hits and 4 runs. So for him, this is his first action since.
So Montas goes 3 2/3, gives up 7 hits. So far has been charged with 5 runs. He's responsible for Reddick at second, Springer at first. Walked 1 and struck out 3, and on the hook at the moment with the Astros coming up big here so far with this 5-run bottom of the 4th inning.
And Montas, that inning, really the breaking ball got him. 9 breaking balls, only 4 for strikes. First 3 innings, 15, 12 for strikes. Lost control of it.
Jose Altuve got this whole inning started with a leadoff walk. And he would come around to score. That's now with Reddick at second base and Springer at first. He scored on a 2-run home run. Collected by Michael Brantley, 1 of 2 home runs in this inning. The other, a 3-run shot for Carlos Correa that went some 423 feet.
I was going to say, we've had 3 home runs today, though. None of those cheapies today. Every single one's been hit.
Six hits in this inning for the Astros. Ties a franchise postseason record. 2004 NLDS versus Atlanta, Game 5. Inning's not over yet. Inside to Altuve. 3-0. Already walked once in this inning.
Yeah, and the last thing you want to do is come in and give Altuve a free pass, even though we know how good he can be, with Brantley on deck, who has already lined 2 balls this game. 1 for an out to the third baseman, and the next one 2-run homer.
In the air, swinging 3-0 is Altuve. Battling the sun coming from right is Canha. He'll make the catch that will end the inning. Well, a big inning for the Astros as they combine to hit 2 home runs. They score 5 runs in the inning. It's Brantley, then Correa, and it's 5-3 Astros.
Homestyle flavors, and by HBO Max. Stream all new originals, movies, and more.
Well, a huge inning for the Houston Astros as they take a 5-3 lead, putting a 5 spot on the board at the bottom of the 4th. Zach Greinke back out on the mound, and something we saw him do a couple times during the regular season. He just had it done again. That's somewhere in the middle of his outing. Will have the grounds crew come out and rake the mound, and he just did that in between innings. He called out Laz Diaz. He asked for the grounds crew to come out, and they did do some work on the landing area, mostly of the mound, and they were able to do that right in front of the rubber as well. And something he's done a couple of times. There was one earlier situation this year where he was actually sitting on the ground on the grass, kind of watching it all take place last time. So this has become a thing for him. He wants a fresh track, I guess.
Yeah, look, Zach's going to, he's going to do what Zach wants to do. And I saw that earlier this year when he was laid out on the ground watching the guys work.
Very relaxed. Matt, you got more on that?
Yeah, I talked to a couple of guys from the grounds crew as they came back in. They said Greinke described a weird hole. Those are the words they used. A weird hole in front of the pitching rubber. I asked them if, in fact, there was a weird hole on the mound by the pitching rubber, and they said yes, there was, but it's been corrected.
This is driven out towards deep left field off the bat of Laureano. He went deep earlier. He goes deep again. Very good to left for Laureano. Oakland A's answer with a run very quickly here in the 5th after the 5-run 4th by the Astros, and it's now 5-4. Second home run of the day for Laureano.
Okay, Matt gave a report earlier about him giving a passionate speech yesterday to get this A's offense going in the 7th. Well, I think it might have worked for himself too.
Fired himself up.
Yeah, another breaking ball that, as you've seen, just did not do a lot. And the second home run that he went up towards the second area that outfield stands. Wow.
Here's Robbie Grossman now. This game is a long way from being over.
Yeah, we kind of looked at each other and said that between innings. Even though the Astros got the 5 runs, momentum back, you get the feel in this game you almost got to get to 9 or 10 to feel comfortable.
That's how it felt yesterday, too.
And as you keep going,
ball has come out onto the field from the bullpen in right and gets all the way to Greinke. Wow. Somebody warming up in the pen out there, and that one came out of the bullpen. Like Taylor is up in the pen right now, and that one getting to the mound as play stopped for a moment. There is Taylor warming up. Missed everything out there in the bullpen.
Or that's the old trick where you throw a ball out there and give your reliever a little more time to warm up. Not to say people do that.
That'll miss to Grossman. I'm sure you've seen it done before.
Nah. One of the oldest tricks in the book.
Well, the bullpen's exposed in Oakland. You can do it too. Easier than other places.
Yeah, here that's what you look at the bullpen. That's kind of tough to think about that ball getting over the fence.
Seems rather unusual. 2 home runs for Ramon Laureano. 3-run home run in the second solo shot here in the 5th. And it's 5-4 now Astros. Did he go? No, he did not. And check with Trip Gibson, third base umpire today, of the 6 umpires in this crew. Grossman fouled out to Alex Bregman, the third baseman, in the 2nd inning. On the ground to first base. It's picked there by Gurriel. He'll take it himself to the bag. And that's out number 1 of the 5th inning. So Grossman retired this time, and we'll bring up Sean Murphy. Murphy's got a home run in this series. And the A's have a few home runs. 12 home runs this series. MLB Division Series record. We got a lot of series left, perhaps. Matt, has been quite a series.
That's now 22 home runs between the two teams. It's the most ever through 4 games of a playoff series.
Dodger Stadium, the venue, it's been a launching pad. As this is on the ground to third, and Bregman throws out Murphy for out number 2 of the 5th inning.
I mean, the A's still got half a game left here. If this game gets to 5, you got to believe there's going to be plenty of fireworks tomorrow if they play. Laureano, as we said, he hasn't really even got the ball out of the infield. He gets that bloop in yesterday. Now 2 home runs, 449 on the first one. That one 442 feet.
Semien 1 for 2 in the ball game. Single to center field in the third. After flying out to the warning track in the first inning in right field, Josh Reddick made the catch. It's not the dramatic catch that he made on Matt Olson, robbing him of a home run in the fourth, but it was still pretty good. It's 70 pitches now for Greinke, who works here with 2 outs in the fifth. Not sure what we expected, not sure what Dusty Baker expected. In there for a strike, and Greinke jumps ahead 1-2.
Yeah, Semien kind of heating up has been huge for this A's offense. Finished third last year after a great year in MVP voting. This year hitting .223, but has had a great postseason.
On the ground, foul outside of third. Hangs at 1-2. Two teams have combined for 12 hits in this game. Now 9 runs, with the Athletics getting a run back here in the top of the fifth inning to make it a 1-run game. Two balls, 2 strikes. So Marcus Semien. Just missed a little bit inside. I think he wanted it, full count.
And that's when Zach's at his best right there, Don. He's working in, out, not really giving that hitter a chance to get comfortable. Now it's just, if he does throw a breaking pitch, being down in the zone and trying to put him away.
Looks like he is going to go with the breaking pitch. Payoff pitch. And it's hit on the ground, but foul just outside the bag at third. The slider that time. That is ball 4, and he loses him. So Semien down to first base. A 2-out walk, and the first walk allowed by Greinke today. Here comes Dusty Baker right after that walk. He got 2 outs after the home run by Laureano. He walks Semien. You got LaStella coming up, and you got Dusty Baker heading out. Taylor's been warming in the pen for the Astros, and looks like we're going to see him. So Greinke goes 4 2/3. And he is making the move. So Zach Greinke's day is over. He departs, and it is a 5-4 Astros lead. Starters are out of both pens as Greinke departs after 4 2/3 innings, and enter Blake Taylor.
I see this postseason 1 2/3, 1 hit. Game 1 and game 3. It's on for his 3rd appearance in this ALDS. Mid-90s fastball with a very good slider.
Coming in with Semien at first base. He inherits that runner from Greinke, who so far has been touched for 4 runs, including the 2 home runs by Ramon Laureano today. Look at his line, not yet closed, with Semien at first base.
And I didn't think Zach pitched that bad. I really didn't. He made a couple mistakes, and for him, Laureano didn't miss either one of them.
Tommy LaStella bats, but first to check on first base, and back is Semien. The Astros in a shift on the right side without Tubey in short right field. This is at bat number 3 today for LaStella. See how they have it stacked up. About equidistant between second and third is the third baseman, Bregman, on the left side. And a pop-up foul ground has Maldonado discarding the mask and coming back to make the catch. So that'll end the top of the 5th. The home run for Laureano started the inning, gets the A's closer. Astros have a 5-4 lead halfway through.
Park put into Dodger Stadium. You talk about an offense kind of taking on what their team does. Look at these home runs. You see the white one? That was Brantley going the other way. Everything else to the pole side. Short porch, those Crawford boxes in left field, and these Astros hitters take advantage, Don.
Here's Michael Brantley to lead it off in the bottom of the 5th inning when Delkin back out there again for the Athletics. Big 5-run 4th inning. Brantley with a 2-run shot. Correa with a 3-run home run. Brantley followed up the leadoff walk by Altuve in the 4th inning. They sent 10 men to the plate, scored 5 times. They shift on him on the right side. Brantley leads it off in the bottom of the 5th and takes the strike from the inside corner. Not sure if he thought it was a strike, and with that the shift will change. Pinder now third baseman going to the right side with Semien returning to his normal spot at shortstop with the 2 strikes. Shift is the same, it's just different people.
Yeah, you know, that's what the card tells you.
0-2 pitch coming up.
And JB with a big out last inning, coming in and getting behind Altuve 3-0 and getting him to fly out. Kept Oakland at a 5-3 deficit and allowed them to get back within 1 run.
1-2 pitch to Brantley. Moves his feet down and in. Altuve swinging 3-0 and flying out to end last inning. Interesting decision.
Yeah, look, the way Brantley's swinging the bat right now and patient, you might wanted to see him throw a strike. But I will say this, the Astros, you feel like this is what they do. So they're not going to change. He went after a good pitch. It's not like it was a ball. It was a fastball right down the middle. He just beat him to the spot.
Full count to Brantley, leading it off here in the bottom of the 5th. Delkin facing his second batter. Montas giving up the 5 runs in 3 2/3 before he left. 7 hits. Walked 1, struck out 3. Here's a drive to deep right field. Back goes Canna. He is at the wall, and that ball is gone. Another home run. Michael Brantley hits his 2nd of the day. Houston Astros on top by 2 again. It's 6-4. 2-run shot for him in the 4th. Solo shot here in the 5th for Michael Brantley. More home runs.
It's amazing. It just they keep on coming. Brantley works the count back to 3-2. And what is it again, Don? Hanging breaking pitch. Up in the zone.
Third home run of the day for the Houston Astros. On top 6-4. And here's Alex Bregman. Two home runs for Michael Brantley on the day. He joins Carlos Correa, who hit a home run in the 4th inning. The 3 home runs for the Astros. On top 6-4. As Bregman will take the strike, and it's 1-1. Well, the Oakland A's have 2 home runs today. Well, Laureano has both of those. Swinging for the fences in this series.
I was going to say, we're actually kind of, I feel like, ahead of pace today. We got 5 home runs here in the 5th still. Both
teams into their pens. When Delkin first out of the pen for Bob Melvin. Blake Taylor just came out of the pen after Zach Greinke went the first 4 2/3 innings. Three and 1 the count to Bregman with Kyle Tucker waiting on deck. inside, and that's ball 4. Bregman down to first base, and he is on for the 3rd time today. 2 singles and a walk. Emerson, the pitching coach, heading out again, and he's going to make the change. Melvin has not been making the changes. This is the 2nd pitching change that the A's have had, and Melvin has not made either one of them. The pitching coach, Emerson, has been out there twice to do so. We've got a pitching change with the Astros on top 6-4 now. Home runs between the two teams in game 4. So far, we're just in the 5th inning at the moment. And a new pitcher on for the Oakland A's with the Astros on top 6-4. It is pitcher number 3 of the day for Bob Melvin. It's Mike Minor.
Yeah, guy Bob Melvin mentioned to us this morning about how impressed he's been with Mike. Said we thought we'd see him today. You see 2 games a series, but 3 innings pitched, 2 Ks. Been very efficient. And now he's in here to shut down the lefty Kyle Tucker.
Tucker is 1 for 2. He popped out to short in the 2nd, singled to center in the 4th, and came around to score a run. And he bats with Bregman at first base, who is held on over there by Matt Olson, as the A's are in a shift on the right side, but the double play possibilities alive. They'll keep it on the infield on that right side. Lifts it foul off to the left out of play. J.B. Wendelken leaves after the walk of Bregman and the home run by Brantley that started this bottom of the 5th inning. 2nd home run of the day for Brantley. A 2-run shot in the 4th, solo shot here in the 5th. Five hits in the series for Tucker now. And that one is quickly through the right side into right field, a base hit. Bregman is headed for 3rd base as Canna will get it back in. And the Astros have 1st and 3rd with nobody out here in the bottom of the 5th.
Good job by Bregman to get out of the way. Ball almost hit his foot, but then happened to go all the way to the line. Canna easily got to 3rd.
1st and 3rd with nobody out, and Correa coming up. Grounded into a double play in the 2nd, and then homered in the 4th. His home run, a 3-run shot. Some 423 feet away.
Hey, you see the defense right here, Don, halfway in, realizing how important each run is now to keep Houston within striking distance for Oakland.
Bregman at 3rd base right now, Tucker at 1st. He didn't think so. Looking back at Laz Diaz. It's close.
Now, one thing we've seen Mike do so well this series that I feel like in the regular season he didn't do. He's getting that ball in on these righties that's enabling to go back to that changeup, which is one of his best pitches, and get guys out in front.
This is lined into left field, a base hit for Correa. From 3rd comes Bregman with the 7th Astros run of the day. Houston on top now 7-4. 4th RBI for Carlos Correa. That infield is in, and quickly by that infield on the left side. This was the score yesterday when the A's came back down 7-4. Right now there is still nobody out here in the 5th inning. The Astros have runners at 1st and 2nd, 2 runs in so far. Yuli Gurriel, who is 1 for 12 in this series, 0 for 2 today. Astros have been doing it with really not any production from Gurriel in this series.
Yeah, really the bottom part of the lineup. Guy that Dusty Baker was talking about yesterday's game where it was 7-4, and he had a chance to really extend that lead.
Could have made it 9-4.
And he said, I need a big hit from him. Well, here's his opportunity.
Yep, same situation. See what he does this time. Chops one to third, out there, going to second base and out there. So a double play. They'll go 5-4 on the DP.
Well, that is a huge double play for this A's team. You really feel like 7-4. We saw it yesterday. You were within striking distance. A good job to make sure you get those 2 outs and keep this game, within reason, where you can have a couple walks and a homer.
Gurriel continues to struggle. He's aboard at first with 2 down, reaching, and here is Reddick. 1 for 2 in the ball game, 2 for 10 in the series, and a grounder just beyond the Astros dugout. They're housed on the first base side. 1 in 5 kids in the U.S. may not be able to afford to play next season. Text Little League to 313131, and T-Mobile will donate $1 to their Little League call-up grant program so our kids can keep playing ball. 2 down here in the last of the 5th with the Astros on top 7-4 now. Gurriel at first and Reddick down on the count 0-1. Batman going on. We got Spider-Man going on.
Yeah, I'm surprised Reddick, big wrestling guy, doesn't have Ric Flair on the side.
He's got his number on the heel. Slaps it foul off to the left, out of play.
Pretty sweet kicks he's got on though.
That's out of the 8th spot for the Astros. Batting here in the 5th. Very productive innings here in the middle innings. A 5-run 4th inning for the Astros. So far a 2-run bottom of the 5th inning. They're not done yet with a runner at first and 2 away. It will not chase. 2-2. Athletics jumped out to a 3-0 advantage on the first home run for Laureano of the day. He's had 2. Astros putting up some big numbers. On top 7-4 now. That's away and a full count now.
It is amazing. I mean, this game is almost the exact same spot we were in yesterday.
Yep.
I think for Dusty Baker, what he was excited about was now for his bullpen, he's got a chance to use Paredes, who has been outstanding, and Presley, with both those guys getting the day off yesterday.
Wanted to stay away from both yesterday, did. Runner at first goes on the 3-2, and that's ball 4. So Reddick with a walk here with 2 down in the inning. First walk allowed by Minor, the second walk allowed by A's pitching in this inning. So 2 on, 2 down, and Emerson back out there again, and he's going to make a change again. So we will see another Athletics pitcher. Looks like Trevino will be coming in at 7-4 Astros. It's series to say the least.
Yeah, they've had good numbers against the Marlins the last 3 years. Marlins thought they had a chance to get them, but Braves offense has showed all year, and they're ahead to the NLCS.
Lou Trevino's into this game, becomes the 4th pitcher used by the A's.
And this will be his 3rd game this series. And it's been really good. Gave up 1 blemish, which was a solo shot to Carlos Correa in game 1.
Inherits 2 base runners in Gurriel at second, Reddick at first. 2 runs already in for the Astros here in the 5th, and Martin Maldonado, number 9 hitter, has struck out twice today. And went after it there, according to home plate umpire Laz Diaz. Not even going to check. He called that on his own. Laz hearing it from the Astros dugout, has his head turned in that direction. Of course, without the fans, we've heard a lot more from the dugouts than ever before. Yeah, it's quite clear.
Thank God I'm not playing right now.
You a yapper?
Well, just if you do say a choice word, you don't want your mom hearing.
become a professional yapper now in your second career.
Right.
7th hitter of this inning after the Astros sent 10 to the plate in the 4th inning. Trevino off the backside. A little rosin. Two-run inning so far. Started with a home run by Brantley, his second of the game. Trevino trying to keep this a 3-run deficit at the moment here in the 5th. And a swing and a miss for Maldonado. He's down 1-2.
Yeah, good cutter by Trevino on that pitch right there.
That is strike 3, and Maldonado strikes out for the 3rd time today. Trevino does his job, comes in and gets Maldonado. Home run by Michael Brantley starts this bottom of the 5th inning. We head to the 6th with the Houston Astros on top, 7-4 in Game 4. As they get it all situated in there, and then diving back, Semien. Bregman at first. And Brantley on the way by on the home run. His 2-run shot. Great shot. Enjoy those as we move along here to the 6th inning. And moving on to a new pitcher is the Houston Astros as Christian Javier into the game.
Yeah, we were wondering if we were going to see him. With the lead now, you can run him out there. With all these righties coming up, 4 out of the next 5. Righties only hitting 101 off him this year, .101, so he's been very effective.
First facing Chad Pinder, who today is 0 for 2. Pinder, of course, with the 3-run home run with his score yesterday to tie the score 7-7. But he leads it off down 7-4 here in the 6th inning of Game 4. Thought we may see Javier earlier, piggyback perhaps for Greinke, but instead they go to Taylor first before bringing Javier into this game. And he only faced the 1-hitter, and Tommy La Stella got him to foul out, and that was it. 1 batter, 1 out, and now back to the regular plan.
Yeah, and you know, Dusty sounded a little iffy on Paredes going more than an inning possibly today. Yep. So look, you now at the 7-4 lead, you can put him out. If he throws you 3 good innings, Don, you can just keep him out there. Got options.
Pinder strikes out to open up the 6th inning, 1 down. Second time he has struck out in this one.
He's kind of got that exploding fastball, not as hard as Hendricks. You see, it stays up in the zone. It's tough for guys to get on top. It relies on that. About 65% of the time throws his fastball.
1 down here in the 6th inning brings up Chris Davis. He is 0 for 2. Struck out swinging in the 2nd, looking in the 4th inning. A total of 5 strikeouts for Astros pitching.
You can see they're really making an effort today. Greinke both times that got him striking out, and Javier to come in to Davis. They're not letting him get extended.
Those 2 home runs in the series. He's not alone in that category. Javier with an 0-2. Staying in again, but too far in and up. Matt Olson waiting on deck here for the Athletics as they bat in the top of the 6th inning. Field playing for Davis to go the other way. Springer well into right center. Good sized gap in left center, and a swing and a miss for Davis, who strikes out for the third time today. That's back-to-back strikeouts for Christian Javier. 2 down here in the 6th inning.
Just another fastball. 5 fastballs in a row to Chris Davis. That one was well located on the outer half.
The 2, 3, 4 hitters in the Oakland A's order today combined 0 for 9 with 5 strikeouts. So you're talking about LaStella, Pender, and Davis. 2 down in the 6th, and Matt Olson robbed of a home run his last time up by Josh Reddick in the right field corner. Singled in the 2nd inning, so 1 for 2 day for the Athletics first baseman. Grounds it foul to the end of the Astros dugout. Authentic caps, tees, jerseys, hoodies, and more. Get all your postseason gear and cheer on your team at home with the official source, MLBshop.com. 2 outs in the 6th inning, a 3-run lead. How about 4 guys on the right side? There's shifts, and then there are shifts.
Yeah, they got everybody over there.
Wow. Bregman joins Correa, Altuve, and Gurriel on the right side. There's nobody on the left side in the infield.
If he gets it through that right side on the ground, he's earned it.
First time we've seen this in the series. And he strikes out. Strikes out the side, in fact. Javier gets Pender, Davis, and Olson all down by way of the K. It's 7-4 Astros. Takes us to the bottom of the 6th inning. Joakim Soria into the game for the Athletics. Top of the order for the Astros. George Springer leads it off and fouls the first pitch off to the right as Soria becomes pitcher number 5 of the day for the Athletics.
Well, Joakim wasn't used yesterday. We figured we would see him today. Appeared 1 time in this series. 1 perfect inning.
Been in at 93 from the former closer, veteran, but still can bring it.
And not the same type pitcher he was for all those years in Kansas City. And after used to have one of the better cutters behind Mariano Rivera. Now he's more fastball slider type, but still, as you've seen, 93, 94, can get it up there.
Montas started this game going 3 2/3, giving up 5 runs. Delkin was charged with 2 runs. And the Astros have a 7-4 lead. So Minor and Trevino before Soria checks into this game and falls behind now. 3-1. Altuve, then Brantley. Anticipated here in the bottom of the 6th inning for Houston. Strike 2. Full count now to Springer, who has grounded out to 3rd, struck out swinging, and Springer singled to left field his last time up. Got 1 of 10 hits put together by the Astros today. This one is sharply hit, but with a shift in play. That's LaStella, the second baseman, on the left side of the infield, who makes that play, and that worked out perfectly for the Athletics. They had it lined up perfectly defensively, and that's out number 1.
Well, he still had to make a great pick. This ball was here, absolutely hammered, hooking at him.
So 1 down here in the 6th inning, and that'll bring up Jose Altuve. He's popped out to second, walked and scored, and then last time up, flied out to right field. Fights off that fastball. It was up.
Soria, one of their main relievers down there, just like we saw Jake Diekman yesterday come in and get a 1, 2, 3, 6. Bob Melvin hoping one of his main guys can do the same before the A's started their comeback yesterday.
Look out. Late to react to that fastball. It's up by his chin. Maybe higher.
So you got to remember Altuve's not the tallest guy.
95 from Soria, but he missed. Ball 3. Springer grounding out to begin this inning. Altuve now with Brantley waiting on deck. A 2-home run day today for Michael Brantley out of the DH spot for the Astros. Up and in again, and that's ball 4. And that's the second time today that Altuve has drawn a walk. Well, Michael Brantley with 2 home runs hit a 2-run shot in the 4th inning to right. Then he led off in the 5th. Another home run, a solo shot. All part of what is a 7-4 lead right now for the Astros as they bat in the home half of the 6th inning. And he bats with 1 out and Altuve at first base. Astros also have a 3rd home run today. That was a 3-run home run by Carlos Correa in the 4th inning.
That's kind of how their comeback started. As you said, 4th inning, Altuve walked just like you saw, and then Brantley hit the 2-run homer to get him on the board, and then they just kind of opened up the floodgates for the Astros.
A 5-run 4th, a 2-run 5th. The Athletics for the 4th straight game scoring first. And they did so with a 3-run home run in the 2nd inning. Had that 3-0 lead until the big innings, the 4th and 5th for the Astros. And they trail here 7-4 at the moment. Possible elimination game here. The Astros can eliminate the Oakland A's and move on with a win here today.
Well, the A's this year 3-0 in elimination games so far. So done a good job of keeping themselves in contention. Got their work cut out for them again today in the 4th.
This one is lined to left, and that's going to get in for a base hit. 3rd hit of the game for Brantley. Altuve with a wide turn at second. He's got to get back to the bag at second. He will, as the throw goes to 3rd, and the Astros have runners at 1st and 2nd with 1 out here in the 6th inning.
Just such a professional hitter. 2 home runs pulled. That's just a fastball. And look, it might beat him to the spot a little bit, but he has such a smooth swing, keeps his bat head through the zone. And then, of course, Altuve, the hard turn. Smart move, though, and gets back.
Yeah, he would have been very out. So
yeah.
It's a good thing he stopped. Now back to the bag at second. Astros have 2 on with 1 out, and Alex Bregman coming up. Bregman singled to center in the 2nd, singled to center in the 4th, and then walked in the 5th inning. He's been on 3 times, but does not have a home run. Not in this game. He's got a home run in the series, though. I feel like everybody has a home run in the series.
Yeah, we still go back to remember the October 5th, which will always stick with me now when Bregman hit it in that game 1. 4 straight years in the postseason on October 5th.
It's his day.
Yeah. As you said, if you don't have a home run this series, it's kind of a little strange.
Altuve at second, Brantley at first, 1 out here in the 6th inning. Astros trying to add on here in this game 4 of the ALDS. In tight at 95. We're looking at our T-Mobile base cam. Brantley just getting off the bag at first. Now walking lead. And a good size one. He can because Olson's well off the line at first base. popped up. Middle of the infield. They're coming from everywhere, and it's Olson, the first baseman, who takes charge back of the hill. Infield fly rule in effect for out number 2. Well, up comes Kyle Tucker with more. Let's check in with Matt Weiner.
You know, Kyle Tucker's just 23 years of age, but he does have postseason experience last year when he got a dozen at-bats. I talked to him yesterday about the difference in the way he's pitched in the playoffs versus the regular season. And Frenchie, I'm curious to get your thoughts on this. He said it's interesting that they really try to attack your weaknesses as a hitter rather than just focusing on what they do well as pitchers necessarily.
Yeah, I would agree with that, Matt. I think, you know, certain guys, and you'll see it, a guy like Soria, who's got, for the most part, I know he walked out today, good control, he's probably going to come out whatever hole that he has and attack it. And I think that's what makes the postseason so interesting, is that, you know, you do things for 162 games, and not that you're not game planning for a guy struggling, but with that being said, you do get to the playoffs and you kind of look at every hitter, where their hot spots, where you can go, and you tend to try to, you know, expose that. And that's what I think was so impressive earlier this game. You saw Tucker just get the base hit to left field.
Missing downstairs there. Soria about to throw his 20th pitch of this inning. Able to get Springer to ground out. Altuve walked. Brantley singled. Bregman pops out to the first baseman. So 2 outs and 2 on. It's been a 2-hit day today for Kyle Tucker. One to center, one to right. This one is lined into center field, a base hit. And coming around from second base is Altuve trying to score. The throw goes to second, and he will score, putting the Astros on top 8-4 as they add on here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Kyle Tucker on his 3rd hit of the day drives in the Astros' 8th run.
Another example of a young hitter not trying to do too much. That gets a pitch up in the zone and just goes right back up the middle. With Altuve's speed, never had a chance to get him at home.
2 on, 2 down, a run in for Houston, and Carlos Correa got it into a double play, hit a big 3-run home run in the 4th inning, and singled in the 5th. Now he lines one into right field for a base hit. Brantley will be waved around. Canna's throw is going to be cut off, and the Astros take a 9-4 lead. Carlos Correa has driven in 5 runs today. This base hit brings in Brantley, and Houston on top now 9-4.
You know, I thought it was interesting, Don, to this morning we were getting a chance to talk with Dusty about his pitching today, and didn't really seem sure exactly what he was going to get from the other standpoint offensively. He kind of mentioned, look, if we hit the way we've been hitting, this series will be over. And he felt confident about the way his team's swinging it, and they just continue to add.
5 in the 4th, 2 in the 5th, and so far 2 here in the 6th inning. 31 runs have been scored in this 4-game series to this point by the Houston Astros. They have runners at the corners with 2 down, and Gurriel, who has not been really part of the fun as far as hits go, he is now 1 for 13 in the series. But there have been plenty of other Astros picking him up along the way here in this one. Gurriel with a swing and a miss. Evens the count at 1-1.
Go back to Kyle Tucker, thinking about him hitting it up the middle the other way. I think that's one thing that's so impressive about the young players that come up now and how good they are. They all hit the ball so well the opposite way. Tatis, Acuna, Tucker, you're seeing, they spread the ball from line to line, which for young hitters when you come up, it's not easy to do.
Next pitch will be the 25th of the inning for Joakim Soria, working here in the 6th. And so far has been touched for 2 additional runs by the Houston Astros. On top by 5 now. popped up right side. Olson and LaStella. And it'll be the first baseman, Olson, who makes the catch that puts an end to this 6th inning, but not before. The Astros had 2 more and enjoy a 9-4 lead at the end of 6 in Game 4 of the ALDS. And it is a 5-run lead now as we take a look inside the numbers presented by DraftKings. Most batter ground ball rate. A lot of stuff in the air. 38%.
Well, we've seen it here. They've been able to get it in the air, and it goes a long ways.
Marcano leads it off and sends this in the air off to the right out of play. Singled in the 2nd and scored a run. Struck out looking in the 4th. Javier back out there again for the Astros here in the 7th inning. That's after he struck out the side in order in the 6th inning, getting Pinder, Davis, and Olson very quickly. And now he works here in the 7th. You get the feeling they're going to ride him for a while. He continues to get people out. He's going to stay in this game as Gurriel will step into foul ground and make the catch for the first out of the 7th inning. Well, Laureano's coming up, and he has not 1 but 2 home runs today for the Oakland A's. This first one that goes 449 feet put the Athletics on top in this game 3-0. The early start, and then he gets a home run in the 5th, a solo shot that gets them back within a run at that point. Made it to 5-4. But the 2 home runs for Laureano in this game, trying to get his team to a 5th game of this ALDS. The Astros right now on top 9-4. As Laureano bats in the 7th with 1 out.
The Javier situation reminds me so much when the Astros were here in Game 7, 17 in the World Series. And Charlie Morton came in the 6th inning. They still had other guys in the bullpen.
There's a ground ball softly hit. Coming in is Bregman. He'll barehand and throw, and it's picked on the other side. Nicely done for out number 2.
What a play. Barehands it, makes a strong throw across the diamond.
A do or die play that we've seen so many times, and that time he made a great play and a good pick on the other side. A good stretch.
He just got him.
So 2 down. It brings up Robbie Grossman. Mariano gingerly walking back to the dugout, kind of awkwardly landing on the bag there. Apparently he was limping a little bit after he got past first. Grossman will pop it up foul off to the left out of play.
Lunged for the bag.
Two down, 5 in a row. Retired by Javier. And that'll miss away.
And if you remember during that World Series, they left Morton out there for the final 4 innings. You know, if it's not broke, don't fix it. Same kind of thing here. Javier, he's got a 9-4 lead. He's got his first 5 guys out.
3 by way of the K. Foul out, a ground out. Now 1-1 to Grossman, who lets that fastball run away at 94. Center fielder Springer over towards left center. Big gap out in right center. Shadows are starting to creep towards the home plate area as we play on here in the later afternoon in Los Angeles. Not there yet. But what, 20 minutes, half hour?
Yeah,
it'll be a factor.
It's been right at about 3:30 every day here almost when it creeps over the plate.
Framed nicely by Maldonado, but it is a ball and it's a full count. Grossman lines this to right. That's a fair ball headed to the right field corner. He's headed for second base as Reddick goes over to dig it out. And it's a 2-out double for Robbie Grossman. His first hit of the day is an extra base hit.
It's a fastball finally down in the zone, something you could handle, and smokes it for a double. And if there's one thing we know with this A's offense, the way they've kept coming back all year, they're not going to go down without taking some hacks here. Still 7 more outs.
2 down. Grossman at second base, and Sean Murphy coming up. He has grounded out twice, once to short, once to third from the number 9 spot in the A's order. That is the first base runner to reach against Javier. And now a liner to left field for a base hit. See if Grossman's going to be sent. Nope, they're going to stop him at third base. And it's first and third now for the A's on back-to-back hits here off Javier. And the A's have something going with 2 down in the 7th.
You know, the first inning when he struck those 3 guys out on, his fastball was kind of letter high, getting those guys to swing. That fastball is getting down a little bit, middle. These guys are putting some good swings on it.
Strom, the pitching coach, coming out here to talk to Javier. He had 2 quick outs, a foul out by Canna, the ground out by Luriano. But a double by Grossman to the right field corner, single by Murphy, and all of a sudden you get first and third with 2 outs. And coming up the top of the order, Marcus Semien, who's been on base twice in this game. Create custom reels and search over 3.5 million videos this postseason. Watch, create, share only at MLB.com/filmroom. So 2 down here in the 7th. Runners at the corners, and Marcus Semien will be the next hitter for the Oakland A's. More action in the pen. Paredes is up. We were told he would be available after having a down day yesterday and pitching so well in the first 2 games of this series.
And Dusty had said between Paredes and Presley, both those guys have not thrown 3 days in a row, did not want to go to him yesterday. Well, he's going to have the opportunity to today.
Javier trying to get through the 7th inning unscathed. First and third, 2 down. Semien the batter. And a swing and a miss for strike 1. There's a slider from him that time. Swing and a miss, and it's strike 2. Quickly down, 0-2. Robbie Grossman at third. Cross the diamond at Sean Murphy. Semien now. The inning does continue. Tommy La Stella would be next for the Athletics.
Tell Semien, tough time laying off that slider. You've seen nothing but Javier almost throw nothing but fastballs, and all of a sudden 3 in a row.
On the ground, foul. And we'll do it again, 1-2. Semien flied out to the warning track in right field in the first inning. Singled to center in the 3rd. He walked in the 5th, so aboard twice from the top spot in the A's order today. This will be the 30th pitch in relief for Christian Javier. And he misses again, down and away to even the count at 2-2. All of a sudden, very slider happy all of a sudden.
Well, he gave up those 2 hard hit balls on the fastball, and you can see he's trying to change it up a little bit. Here he comes with another one.
Semien takes and it just misses. That was a fastball off the outside edge.
Yeah, and you can see Maldonado kind of sat up inside, one of those that might have got close to strike zone but had to reach.
In the air to deep left field for Semien. Back goes Tucker to the wall. He will make the catch. up against the wall in left. That ball just died. We've seen so many up in the air go. That one seems to die in left. With a breeze going from left to right. 9-4 Astros as the Oakland A's threaten in the 7th but do not score. Athletics as we play along to the bottom of the 7th. Let's take a look at tomorrow's games. AL Division Series game number 5 if necessary in this series at 3:30 on TBS. The Yankees and Tampa Bay if necessary at 7 on TBS, and the NL Division Series game 4 between the Dodgers and the Padres if necessary at 9 p.m. on FS1. We play along to the bottom of the 7th inning, game 4 of the ALDS, and a first pitch strike from the new pitcher Jake Diekman.
Yeah, their top lefty down in the pen, 1 1/3 yesterday with 2 Ks, bridged to Hendricks for the final 9 outs of the game yesterday.
Dealing with Josh Reddick, and Reddick will foul this off to make it 0-2. Reddick has grounded out to second, single to left, and walked. So the Athletics right fielder has been on twice in this game. Swing and a miss, and he strikes him out. Out number 1 at the bottom of the 7th inning. Diekman able to get him. First batter he faces strikes out, and Reddick.
Good slider. 0-2 up in the zone. Gets the first out. So that was the first ball, Don. You said it yesterday that we thought did not carry like the other ones. Even though he got it off the end of the bat, we've still seen it just go. And
everything else is gone.
That one kind of died.
There is a breeze that I noticed as we were going to break last inning that has picked up going from left to right. The big flags out there in center are on the move, and I'm not sure if that ball got knocked down, and perhaps that's why it didn't go. Don't know, but it just seemed to die out there on the track, and as it turned out, making the catch was Tucker in front of the wall out there in left. Would have been a 3-run shot for the Athletics, and all but coming with 2 outs in the inning, and getting out of that was Javier unscathed as it turned out, and the Athletics leave runners at first and third in that inning. Semien came up just a little bit short.
Yeah, that would have definitely changed the game. Not that the A's still got 6 outs, but that would have knocked them within 2.
Maldonado from his number 9 spot in the order. 0 for 3. He struck out 3 times, twice swinging, once looking. Takes a healthy hack there at 96. And here's a play by Tucker. I think he was a little surprised too. He didn't play it all that well and was able to get back to make the play. A nice play in the end. And the disappointed Oakland A's dugout after watching Tucker make that catch.
Well, they, just like the rest of us, have seen, if you're here at the park, seen every ball go up, you think it's gone.
Right.
And I'm sure that was no different from a guy like Marcus, who's strong. Seen him drive the ball out to center. And if you're the Astros, what a break.
15 different players have homered in this series. 7 Astros and 8 A's. This is game 4. Dusty Baker trying to punch his ticket to the American League Championship Series today. Bob Melvin looking for some runs as it is a 5-run deficit with 1 out. And the Astros batting in the bottom of the 7th, and that one hits Maldonado. So a 1 out hit batsman has him gingerly walking down to first base, jogging. Base runner with 1 away here in the 7th.
Yeah, Diekman really tried to bury that back foot slider and ended up hitting his foot. Not too many times you see guys get hit on that front foot. Usually it's that back one when it finishes.
So 1 out, 1 on. Top of the order, George Springer at the plate right now for the Astros. Last 3 innings they have been very productive. A 5-run 4th, a 2-run 5th, a 2-run 6th, and they enjoy a 9-4 lead with 1 out here in the 7th inning. Shift on the left side on him as they have the entire series. No one almost got away. 95. Sprawling out of his crouch there was Sean Murphy to reel that in.
You always talk about a walk being a rally in the postseason. Steve Murphy, good job getting the ball. Montas was rolling for 3 innings. A's had the 3-0 lead. That 4th inning, Altuve walked, and it just opened up.
He went around. So a ball and 2 strikes now to Springer. Diekman is pitcher number 6 of the day. Popped up foul, backing out of play. It'll hang at 1-2. Montas, Wendelken. Montas giving up 5, Wendelken 2. Minor, Trevino, and then Soria, who gave up 2 in the 6th inning. Now Jake Diekman for the Oakland A's. Greinke did not hang around long enough to make himself eligible for a victory here today. He goes 4 2/3 before he got lifted.
Yeah, and he gave up 4 runs, but at the same time, I got to believe Dusty Baker had to pleasantly be surprised what he got from him today, because I just get the feeling talking he didn't expect too much.
He really didn't know what to expect. As down goes Springer on the foul tip.
And I think for Dusty too, if the Astros are able to hang on, Springer take that off the back of the foot. If the Astros are able to hang on and go to the ALCS, the idea that you have Greinke penciled in for one of those 4, it's got to be a good feeling for the manager.
Springer with a swing and a miss, and he's still hurting after fouling that pitch off his leg, and he strikes out here for out number 2 of the 7th inning, hobbling his way to the dugout. 2 down, and I bring up Jose Altuve.
I think you're right. He's hurt. He was hobbling down the steps.
He was going down on 1 foot when he got to the steps.
And that's when pitchers, you tell yourself, man, they're so mean. Throw the exact same pitch when a guy throws a 2-seamer, you foul one off. Why do you got to come back with it?
Altuve will hit this in the air to center field. Laureano going back at the wall. That will carry out of here. Jose Altuve hits a 2-run home run, and it's 11-4 now Astros. Their 4th home run of the day belongs to Jose Altuve.
Jose 2 walks today. Loves swinging at that first pitch. Gets a fastball here and drives it out to dead center.
So a 5-run 4th, a 2-run 5th, a 2-run 6th, and now so far a 2-run 7th. The Astros have come alive here in the middle of this game and now have an 11-4 lead, on top by 7. Michael Brantley, who's hit 2 home runs today, at the plate right now for the Athletics, shifting, and he drives this to right field, sending Canna back. He'll reach up and make the catch on the dirt of the track in front of the wall. That will end the 7th inning, but the damage has been done. Jose Altuve goes deep. It's 11-4 Houston. Hot snacks, and we head to the 8th inning with the Astros on top 11-4. Some defensive changes for the Astros as Miles Straw comes into the game in center. Moving from center to right is George Springer. Straw taking over in center field, and Reddick coming out of this game with Springer now in right, and Javier back out on the mound, his 3rd inning of relief. Has a bigger lead now, on top by 7 with which to work.
We wonder if that lead would have stayed at 5, would we have seen Paredes or one of those guys down there? But now you've got a chance with Javier to get him through 2 more innings and stretch him out a little bit.
Tommy La Stella leading it off and taking the strike on the outside edge to even the count of 1-1. Next pitcher with the 35th in relief for Javier. Stella now, then Pinder and Davis. You're talking about 2, 3, and 4 for the Oakland A's, who were great yesterday, not so much today. All right, 0 for 9 with 5 strikeouts, and 2, 3, 4 hitters for Bob Melvin. Not how he had it drawn up today. Two balls, two strikes to La Stella. He was grounded out to third, lined into a double play, and fouled out to the catcher. His fourth at bat of the day, leads off the eighth inning. Hasn't been a ton of chances. They are coming off an inning in which they left runners at first and third in the seventh, but they've only left 3 men on base through the first 7, and this one is to center field. Just into the game, Miles Straw heading over. He dives, and it's off his glove, and a one off the wall. Heading for second base is La Stella, and he'll get there with a double to begin things here in the eighth inning for the A's.
Nothing like coming in the game and having to run full speed on the first one. Actually had a great play at it, just couldn't get his glove out far enough.
Got some leather on it. One hops the wall, and La Stella stands at second base. Now Chad Pinder. 0-for-3. He's grounded out to second and struck out twice swinging. Swing and a miss for strike one at 94. Yeah, Paredes is back up again in the pen right now for the Astros. A leadoff double has him up very quickly.
Yeah, well, Dusty saw almost a 3-run homer last inning. I don't think he's going to leave any chance.
Pinder 0-for-3 in this one. He's grounded out, struck out twice. And he'll take the strike at 94, and he's in the hole here. 0-2. Did he go? Yes, he did, and they ring him up. First base umpire Ron Culpa said he offered. One down in the eighth inning. Tried to hold up, but could not, and that's the fourth strikeout for Javier. Second time Pinder is struck out, and he did go. Maldonado knew it and wanted to get the opinion of Culpa, as did Laz Diaz. One down in the eighth, and here is Chris Davis. 0-for-3. He has struck out 3 times on the day. By swinging, once looking. Inside, and that hit him. It did, and down to first he'll go. So Davis aboard, hit by a pitch, will put 2 on for the Athletics here in the eighth. Right off that protective elbow guard, and he's down to first base. A 2-on-1 out. Here comes Dusty Baker. Javier puts 2 men on in the inning. And after 2 1/3 innings, he'll be departing. Paredes will be coming in here for the Astros with 1 out in the eighth. And the Oakland A's trying to make some noise here. Trailing by 7. It's 11-4. Astros on top. October the 29th. 11-4. The Astros on top of the Oakland A's with 1 out, runners at first and second, and Enoli Paredes into this game now for the Astros.
Yeah, the big righty threw 2 innings in game 1, an inning in game 2, was outstanding. Dusty gave him the day off yesterday. Fastball, mid-90s, electric stuff, good slider.
It's the runners put on by Christian Javier in a double and a hit batter. As Javier ends up going 2 1/3 innings. And responsible for the 2 men on, 1 out. That'll bring up Matt Olson. Do a shift on the right side. Go the Astros defensively. With La Stella at second base, Davis at first base. And the Athletics down by 7 as they bat here in the eighth. Shadows have just now crept over the home plate area. The mound very much in the sunshine at Dodger Stadium today. So it's a batter's eye on the backdrop for the hitter. Olsen 1 for 3 today. Single to right in the second. Robbed of a home run by Josh Reddick in the 4th inning and then struck out in the 6th. Up and away, gets off the glove of Maldonado to the backstop, and the runners will advance. LaStella to third, Davis to second.
I don't know if Maldonado lost that ball coming through. It looked like he just got his glove up late on some sort of off-speed pitch. I think he was late seeing it.
A very late reaction there. And it is a pass ball that has the runners advance. LaStella to third and Davis to second base. A 1-1 to Olsen. 87, good gas from Paredes. Swing and a miss, and Olsen strikes out for the second out of the 8th inning. Let's get a game break with Ernie Johnson. All right, Ernie, we will be waiting. 11-4 here. The Astros have the lead in Game 4 of the ALDS, and Mark Canha will take a pitch up at 96. Athletics trying to make some noise, get closer here in this inning. Also very frustrated as he strikes out for the second out of the 8th inning. Fouled straight back. 97 from Paredes.
Yeah, you can see that day off yesterday did him some good. He's got that velocity right back to 96, 97. Looks sharp.
Two down in the 8th, 2 on here for the Athletics. Stella at third, Davis at second, and a 1-1 pitch to Canha. On the ground to third base, Bregman with a long throw will get it there without a problem and end the inning as the Athletics strand 2. To the bottom of the 8th we go. 11-4 Houston. Some big offensive innings for the Astros. 5 in the 4th, 2 in the 5th, 2 in the 6th, 2 in the 7th, and 11-4 lead for Houston. And TJ McFarland checks in here for the Oakland A's. We move on to the bottom of the 8th inning. Alex Bregman to lead it off, and he'll take ball 1 from McFarland, who becomes pitcher number 7 of the day for Bob Melvin.
Well, that's probably not a good sign for Bob when you knew you were going to have to bring in 7 guys today to get to this point, and unfortunately that's where they're at. You always hear those people say the more guys you have to bring in, eventually someone's not going to have it. And with an offense that the Astros have, they've just taken full advantage of that.
Delkin giving up 2, Soria giving up 2, Diekman giving up 2, and that's after the starter Montas was chased from this game after 3 2/3, giving up 5 today. Not how Bob Melvin had it drawn up. There's 11-4 right now. Astros on top. As they bat in the 8th, and this one is sent down the right field line foul. Alex Bregman has been on 3 times today. He has singled to center on 2 occasions. Walked and has popped out to first base. He's got 2 of the 14 hits gathered today by the Houston Astros. Fouled off down the third base line.
You look at the Astros scored 32 runs this series so far. And on the other side, the A's have scored 20. It's not like they haven't put up runs. I think looking back, the A's, for them, their starting pitching has been very good this year. If you look at this series, 4 innings, 4 1/3, 4 1/3, 3 2/3.
That hurt him, no question.
Yep.
Bregman grounds another one foul. And I think coming into this series, the bullpen for the Oakland A's, who's so well talked about, the ERA being the best in the majors for the pen, not as good as it had been during the regular season, while the Astros been outstanding in this series.
Yeah, but you go back and look during the regular season, these starters for the A's, we saw continuously going into the 6th and 7th inning. Now you're asking them to cover a lot of innings that they've not been used to. And that's why I said it. You look at it, you go back and look at all those starters against the Astros, the times they faced them this year, you'd see 6 1/3, 6 2/3, 7 innings for Luzardo we saw yesterday. Just not the same in the playoffs for him.
2 balls, 2 strikes here. Leadoff hitter and Alex Bregman in the 8th. First, then Tucker to bat here. Then we'll see Correa again as part of the bottom of the 8th inning for the Houston Astros. Swing and a miss, and Bregman strikes out. McFarland gets him for the first out of the 8th inning. Time for another game break, and Ernie Johnson. All right, Ernie, thank you very much. I know what you're saying. I got it. One down here in the 8th, and Kyle Tucker batting. 3 for 4 in the ball game with an RBI. All of his hits are singles. 2 to center, 1 to right. And 14 hits today for the Astros to this point of the game, with 1 down in the bottom of the 8th inning.
I think you look at Kyle Tucker, you know, he doesn't have a home run here in this series, so you kind of almost forgot about him. All he's done is hit .417. So he's done a darn good job this postseason.
Yes, he has. There's so many home runs. You get 4 of them today for the Astros. And 2 today for the Oakland A's. Same guy had 2. Ramon Laureano for the Oakland A's. And the Astros, you got Altuve, 2 for Brantley, and 1 for Correa. As part of this 11-run attack for the Astros in Game 4 of this series.
And not only 11 runs in the last 4 innings. First 3 were held at check.
Fouled off again outside of first, and it evens at 2-2. Inside out swing, and that's set foul down the left field line and out of play. Oakland A's team with a big win yesterday in Game 3 of the series to force a Game 4. It seemed like the pressure had really shifted over the 24-hour period to the Astros. But the Astros come up big offensively in this Game 4. This is in the air to center, and Laureano is back onto the dirt of the track to make the catch as he leaps right in front of the wall for out number 2. Tucker sends it a long way, but Laureano's back there to make the grab.
I thought Kyle Tucker might have heard me and said, "You want a home run? Here you go." But good job by Laureano getting back. Second ball we've seen now. Simeon's in the 7th that got all the way to the wall and made the catch.
2 down in the 8th inning, and Carlos Correa mentioned he homered. Hit a 3-run home run in the 4th inning. He's got a 5 RBI day going. He's got 11 RBIs in the series. You mentioned kind of a quiet regular season. He's been pretty loud in the postseason.
Well, on and off the field, he was vocal about everything coming in there to this series. As you saw, 11 RBIs. He has backed it up.
Presley, the closer, is up for the Astros. Dusty Baker not taking any chances, as he's got him warming with a 7-run lead right now for the 9th. McFarland falling behind 2-0 to Correa. Got a call there, and it's 2-1. Slaps it foul off to the right, and McFarland battling back to even the count at 2-2. Altuve also quiet during the regular season, and he has had another good game here in the postseason. Altuve homering back in the 7th inning, scoring 3 runs in this game. He drew 2 walks and scored both times. Just missing is McFarland. He wanted that. Instead, it's a full count. He takes a little stroll off the mound.
I think sometimes we can overblow the experience and blow out of proportion what's going on, but I'll tell you what, the experience they've had in the postseason has showed from an offensive standpoint these 4 games. They've had great approaches and followed through on it.
Inside for ball 4, and Correa draws a 2-out walk here in the 8th. On base for the 4th time today. And that will give Gurriel a chance here with 2 outs in the 8th inning. He's 0 for 4 in this game today and 1 for 14 in the series. 91 average in the postseason for Gurriel, and that's the one area that Dusty Baker kind of pointed to. They really got to get him going, but everybody else has picked him up in the lineup, as that one is fouled off Sean Murphy, the catcher. As Laz Diaz, a little professional courtesy, is going to bring the ball out to the mound and give a little extra time for the Oakland A's catcher, Sean Murphy.
Yeah, a guy that's definitely struggled so far in the postseason, but 3 more outs.
Off the kneecap, look like.
You're going to see him continue to be in that lineup every day. Best first baseman in baseball defensively. He's come through a lot in October, and 3 more outs. He's going to have a chance to do it again next week.
On the ground left side, that'll get picked by Pender. He'll go to first with it, and that will end the 8th. Last chance for Bob Melvin's Oakland A's. They'll be coming up in the 9th. They trail by 7. Any drama? We'll find out. All right, Ernie, thank you very much. Back here in L.A. and Dodger Stadium for the 9th inning. Ramon Laureano is leading it off for the Oakland A's. He got this day started off for the Athletics very well with a 3-run home run. Is Ryan Presley, the closer for the Astros, in with a 7-run lead.
All-Star in 19. And their closer this year with Roberto Osuna out.
Strike called on that outside corner, making it 0-2 to Laureano. And Laureano with a 3-run shot in the 2nd inning. Gave the Athletics a 3-0 lead, but some big innings would follow offensively for the Astros, like a 5-run 4th followed by 3 innings of 2 runs each. There's a grounder down to third, and Bregman on the run and in time for out number 1 of the 9th inning. So 1 down in the 9th for Ryan Presley, and that'll bring up Robbie Grossman. Bob Melvin down to his last 2 outs in this 2020 season. For an Oakland A's team that won the American League West, beating the Houston Astros during the regular season. But the Astros are 2 outs away from moving on in the postseason and sending the Athletics home. Strike 1.
And I think that's a tough thing. You finally win the division. As you said, 97 wins the 2 years before. And you think, oh, we get home field advantage. And then you're playing, which, look, I know everybody's just happy to be playing the playoffs right now with everything going on. But I'm sure they would have loved to have game 1 and 2 at the Coliseum.
What an atmosphere that is, too, at the Coliseum. It's a lot of fun. Had the chance to broadcast the 2012 ALDS and 2013 ALDS on TBS from the Coliseum, and that was just an amazing atmosphere. I mean, a lot of fun for these Oakland A's to play there.
Yeah, they're right field fans. Some of the best in baseball out there. I love them.
I bet you heard from them over the years.
Yep.
Swing and a miss, and it's 1-2. On the ground, lots of spin over his Bregman. He's got no play. It's into left field, and it's a 1-out base hit for Grossman, his 2nd hit of the game for the Oakland A's. Just squibbed that through the left side.
That had a lot of English on it. It's like he got it off kind of into the bat. Cue ball.
Strike over the outside edge. Well, the A's had 12 home runs. Both teams had 12 home runs, but the A's, 9 of them were solo shots. They just couldn't get guys in front of them on base.
Yeah, they were 2-run homer, I think, to start, and then they had 2 3-run shots in between Pender and Laureano. But like you said, other than that, just have not been able to really give themselves a lot of opportunities.
Called a ball, 1-1. Looked like a pretty good pitch.
Yeah. And maybe Laz is giving Murphy one. He's been protecting him for 9 innings.
Ball and a strike here to Murphy. And that one is fouled off of Maldonado at 96. Backed up into Laz. Laz holding him up for the moment. Appears to be okay.
Yeah, but going back, Don, that's what you were saying. They just never had many opportunities in scoring position.
Oof, direct shot right off the mask. Staggered him. All in, 2 strikes to Sean Murphy. With Grossman at first, 1 out in the 9th inning. Maldonado still needs a little time here, it appears. One-two pitch. And it is grounded left side to short. Correa will go to first base. Only play that he really had, and he gets the out there. 2 down as Grossman takes second base. Not hit hard enough to try to turn that double play, so he gets the out at first, and Murphy with the catcher running. 2 down. Grossman to second, and the Oakland A's are down to their last out here in the 9th inning with Marcus Semien coming up. Semien has been aboard twice, singled to center in the third, walked in the fifth. He backs off, and Maldonado was going to head out there, but then he kind of stopped.
Having trouble picking up the signs.
Missing away, ball one. Astros took games 1 and 2. Lost game 3, have an 11-4 lead with 2 outs in the ninth in game 4 of the ALDS. Swing and a miss, and it's 1-1.
I'm sure Dusty will be happy to get down to San Diego and have a chance for the ALCS.
That is strike 2. A ball and 2 strikes with 2 down in the ninth inning. Presley peers in for the sign from Maldonado with 2 down in the ninth. The 1-2 pitch. He's lined to left field and a base hit. Coming around from second base is Grossman. He will score. It is an RBI single for Marcus Semien, and it makes it 11-5. The Oakland A's are not dead yet.
Well, it doesn't surprise me. Watching this team all series battle, the way they came back yesterday, today. It's a pitch down in the zone, almost off the plate. Marcus has had a great series, finishes with a nice single and an RBI.
So 2 down, Semien at first, and it brings up Tommy La Stella trying to keep it going here for the Athletics. They shift on him on the right side. Semien takes off at first, pitch in for a strike, and Semien will get second on the defensive indifference. Oh, 0-1 to Tommy La Stella, who doubled his last time up. A 1-for-4 day today for the Athletics second baseman. Did he go? No, he did not. And the count evens at 1-1. That's Trip Gibson down there, the third base umpire.
Good call.
Swing and a miss, and it's 1-2. Presley has got 2 strikes to the batter now, La Stella, with 2 outs in the ninth inning. Another big day for Correa. He's driven in 5 runs, a 3-hit day, including his 3-run home run. Altuve with a home run of his own. Astros have bagged out 11 runs in this 4th game of the ALDS. They're a strike away. Here comes the 1-2 pitch to La Stella. That's in the dirt, and it evens at 2-2. Taking third is Semien. (11-5) on top now are the Astros. On the ground foul outside of first base. We'll do it again as La Stella continues to battle.
Again, the A's are grinding out every AB they can. Make them get all 27 outs.
Presley, the 5th arm used today by Dusty Baker, ready with a 2-2 pitch. It is away, and it is a full count now. Chad Pinder hoping to get a chance. So does Chris Davis. So does Bob Melvin.
Yeah, they all do.
22nd pitch thrown by Presley since coming into this game. He has worked the ninth. Ready with a payoff pitch. It's on the ground to first base, off the glove of Gurriel. A run will score, and reaching at first base is LaStella, and it's now 11-6. So a hot shot, a base hit, and an RBI. And Oakland has put together another run.
LaStella, 3-2 count. It's a pitch down and in and turns on it. Good job by Gurriel just to knock that down.
Put the glove right on the ground as he starts in his ready position, and we'll get the glove on it. It was a hot shot.
Yep.
Second into the day for LaStella. And here is Chad Pinder getting a chance. Ball one. Grinding out at bats.
Yeah, they're doing it. We've seen it all series and really the last 2 games.
Tough day for Pinder. 0 for 4, striking out 3 times, all 3 times swinging. That's down, and it's 2-0. Next pitch will be the 25th for Presley. Closer trying to finish it off. He has asked for Maldonado to come out, his catcher, to talk here. Looks like Correa is going to join. Bregman's going to join as they talk it over on the mound.
I think really he wants a chance to just cool off for a second. I think sometimes you come into a game like this and think it's going to be an easy 1, 2, 3, and now all of a sudden, as you said, 25 pitches in and you're grinding.
3 hits in the inning off him, 2 runs in the inning off him, and a 7-run lead coming in. It has been cut to 5. He's just trying to get that tying run to the plate somehow here in the 9th inning with 2 down. Stella at first base. Count of 2-0 to Chad Pinder. That's low, and it's 3-0. On deck is Chris Davis. Taking all the way, and he takes ball 4. All of them downstairs, and he walks Pinder to put 2 on. Andre Scrub up in the pen. Brett Strom headed out there, the pitching coach for the Astros. Trying to calm down Presley, trying to get this final out. Tough to come by here in the 9th inning.
Now, all the home runs, all the back and forth we've seen, you didn't think it was going to be easy to finish this one off, did you?
Absolutely not. But a 7-run lead coming into the inning has been cut to 5. You got runners at first and second. You got Chris Davis coming up here.
Now, going into this inning, I have a feeling Dusty was really relaxed. I don't want to say he's panicking right now, but he's definitely feeling a little uneasy.
Relaxed, I would say not at this point. Chris Davis has struck out 3 times, twice swinging, once looking. Was hit by a pitch his last time up. And that's in there for strike 1. A little bit higher that time. Presley had missed with 4 pitches to Chad Pinder that were all low. That time went to the slider to get it. Away from the fastball that he was missing with. Swing and a miss, and it's 0-2. And again, the Athletics are down their last strike. Stella at second, Pinder at first, 2 outs. A's are trailing by 5. The 0-2 pitch. That is low, and it's 1-2. Miles Straw, center fielder, over towards right center. Gap out there in left center field for Chris Davis, the right-handed hitting DH for the Oakland A's. Shadows have encompassed the infield for the most part. The 1-2 pitch. Just missed at 97. That was close.
They are making Presley work for this last strike. Good eye, though, off the plate. Ball's down and off.
Two to Davis. That is ball 3, and you got a full count. Runners will be moving. Matt Olson waiting on deck. If we get that far, Marcana. The payoff pitch. That is strike 3, and the Houston Astros are heading to the American League Championship Series. An 11-run attack on 14 hits. And they return to the American League Championship Series, this time under Dusty Baker. Final score is 11-6 in this one. Coming up next, Game 4 between the Rays and Yankees at Petco Park. Special thanks to Major League Baseball, Camera Corps, and Shut Sports for all their help and hard work. TBS is the exclusive home of the 2020 American League Championship Series. For Jeff Francoeur and Matt Weiner and the rest of our crew, I'm Don Orsillo saying good night from Los Angeles. We send you to San Diego.